to do. That's about as high as I can get. Yeah. All right, so I have some entertainment. Oh, wait, we got to get a winner. Yeah, we got to go to the phones. What is the term for a bed that folds and is stored in a wall? 610-660-9333 is the number. And we have Leslie, who we are going to go to. Leslie, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Leslie, what is the term for the bed that's stored in a wall, please?
That would be a Murphy bed.
That's correct. The Murphy bed. Hang on a minute, Les. We are going to set you up with those tickets to go to the Villain Arts 28th Annual Philadelphia Tattoo Arts Festival. Coming up this weekend, 23rd to the 25th, Pennsylvania Convention Center. You can get tattooed by 1,500 of the world's best tattoo artists. And you can see live human suspension, sideshow acts, and more. Get tickets at villainarts.com.
Maybe you assume that the inventor of said bed was named Murphy?
I assume so.
Right.
I thought about doing a quick check on that, but I didn't. All right. So we're going to start with this, the Timothy Busfield stuff. Hairstylist on the movie, the show, The Cleaning Lady. Danielle Vigil is speaking out about her remarks about Timothy Busfield, who was the executive producer. They resurfaced following the child sexual abuse charges, saying that her words were being misconstrued. Vigil previously described to authorities that she witnessed Busfield kiss two child actors on the forehead while working on the Fox drama. And as she said, at the time of the call, I was contacted by a detective regarding what was described as a child-related investigation. This immediately caused me significant emotional distress. She said that my intention was never to speculate, accuse, or harm anyone, but to speak truthfully about my own perceptions as requested. She also claimed that she did not know the conversation was being taped, nor did she know her name would be left unredacted from the unofficial statement that was used as testimony against Busfield, saying, I did not feel that my words were accurately or fairly represented, and I believe that they were used to support a narrative that does not align with what I meant or how the conversation unfolded.
I think by law, you would have to be, I maybe varies from state to state, but you would have to be alerted to the fact that your conversation was being recorded.
I would think so. There are some states that don't require it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was in California or not and what the law is there, though, Steve. Busfield, who has denied all allegations of child sexual abuse and was released pending trial, has maintained that they're horrible, they're all lies, and I did not do anything to those little boys. There was another story I saw about a security guard who said something along the lines of the mother of these kids had said some pretty pointed things about, like, I'm going to get him or something along those lines. And he said he never saw any inappropriate things on set. So they obviously, there's a lot of different people they're going to have to talk to,
clearly
gather evidence and see what the story is with this. In another case, Blake Lively and Taylor Swift discussed a growing sense of distance in their friendship during a private text exchange in December 2024. This was revealed in court documents tied to Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Lively worried that she had been, quote, a bad friend because I was such a sad sack who only talked about my own stuff for months, while Swift replied, no, you're not wrong, but it's also not a big deal.
Well, she knew that Swift did not stand for Baldoni.
Yeah, that's right.
She won't, you know.
He doesn't stand for baloney.
Swift explained that she was...
Every opportunity, you got to use it.
That she was exhausted in every avenue of her life and felt that Lively's recent messages sounded like a mass corporate email saying that she missed her funny, dark, normal-speaking friend. Lively admitted that Tay-Tay was right, saying the whole thing gave me an identity crisis and made her feel deeply misunderstood.
You're right, Tay-Tay.
On top of that, it was briefly floated yesterday that the pop star could be called as a witness in Lively's lawsuit. Sources told TMZ that Baldoni planned to call Swift as a hostile witness. Court documents and texts reportedly show Swift advising Lively on strategy, including saying if Justin was strategic, he would be like no Taylor Swift in the trailer because that gives you more power over the film. I don't know
what that means.
Yeah. Other messages include Swift telling Lively, I'll do anything for you, and later mocking Baldoni because she doesn't stand for it.
No, she does not stand for Baldoni.
And
He doesn't stand for baloney.
but a source later followed up with TMZ to reveal that Baldoni's team may skip calling Swift altogether since it would be hard to serve her a summons, and they can point to the text exchange.
Yeah, they already have what they need.
Yeah. Prince Harry gave emotional testimony in his lawsuit against Associated Newspaper Limited this week, saying press harassment made his wife Meghan Markle's royal life an absolute misery. He described the case as a recurring traumatic experience and said that it was fundamentally wrong to be put through it again when he wanted an apology and accountability. Harry rejected claims that reporters got private details from friends as well, calling suggestions that he doesn't have a right to privacy disgusting.
Do you know what this all distills down to? I guarantee it's about D-pics. That's what it is. It's got to be.
Probably.
He also said the press harmed his past relationship with his now ex, Chelsea Davy. Afterward, his team told Page Six the cross-examination collapsed immediately under scrutiny, with Harry adding, "Today, we reminded the mail group who is on trial and why."
My dearest Meghan, this is a photograph of my penis.
My penis. We used to say that.
Right.
Oh, my God. When I was a teenager. Penis.
Well, it's funny because sometimes the name Dennis is spelled with one N, and when it is, I don't pronounce it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis?
Yeah.
So, all right, this is another one that we've been beating to death, and then I'll move on to other things. Oh, there's another thing that we beat to death, and I'll go as well.
Right.
But anyhow, so it's been a chaotic couple of weeks for the Beckham clan.
The Beckhams!
With the family seemingly disintegrating in real time, its members are starting to resurface, with David and Victoria popping back on social media yesterday. Victoria went first, posting a birthday message to Emma Bunton, her fellow Spice Girl. She also supported her son, Cruz Beckham, and his concert with a promo post reacting to the sold-out show with a wow. David Beckham shared a series of Instagram stories to honor the birthdays of fellow footballers Nikki Butt and Philip Neville. I know, it sounds like a porn star.
It does,
right?
yeah.
As well as Philip's sister Tracy.
This is Betty Bunghole.
A tentative first step back onto the internet amid all the insanity.
Would you be a little embarrassed, or maybe they've lost that a long time ago, to have all of this play out this way in public?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
But sometimes they use it.
Step away for a while?
Yeah. They did for a minute.
Yeah.
And now they're back.
Then it was all Betty Bunghole's fault.
Now, as for Cruz, the son, he suddenly weighed in on the family drama yesterday by liking an Instagram reel.
Oh, my God.
That poked fun at his mom's dancing. This after Brooklyn Beckham claimed that she acted and danced very inappropriately at his wedding. So,
Did we ever actually find the actual footage?
No, there's parody footage, which is hilarious, but I would love to see the actual.
I saw a story yesterday that was saying that you will never see that video. Like they are hands down clamping it down beneath, and no one will ever see it, which means we'll eventually get.
I was to a wedding once, and I'll never forget this, where the mom.
Yeah.
The mom dressed in such a sexy way that she knew that she would be the focus of attention at her own daughter's wedding. Yeah. I mean, there's just some people that like that.
And that was the first thing I checked when this whole story came out.
Yeah.
I was like, what did she wear? And it was a very modest dress for how she dresses normally. But I've been to weddings where
You've seen that,
like,
right?
That was the mother of the bride dress.
Right,
but
yeah.
the memes that are out there of her dancing are pretty funny.
It's pretty damn funny. There's one of her doing the full-on splits in the air in front of them so you can't see them. So, all right, so here's another one. Then it's a Kardashian story. So with Northwest seemingly creating her online presence with very little parental guidance, followers have accused Mom Kim of trying to be her daughter's friend rather than her parent. And on the latest episode of Chloe's podcast, Kim addressed the allegation, saying, "I think like the one misconception that people might have is like, oh, she's trying to be her bestie and lets her get away with a lot. Like, no. Northie actually has a lot of these rules," she said, adding, like she really is, and I'm not adding the likes in. These are literally how they are. Like she really is who she is and always has been that girl. And also, like, I nurture her. There's your quote from Kim.
Yeah.
Like, suck it.
You go, Mom.
So let me see what else. This I didn't know that this was the case, but Vanna White just got married.
Yes.
She and her longtime boyfriend, John Davidson, who have finally tied the knot. The couple made the announcement on Instagram yesterday with a pic of the groom carrying his bride, and the caption, "Surprise, we got married."
By the way, they have sort of loosened up the dynamic between her and Ryan Seacrest.
Okay.
So they will do a little sort of parlay during the show periodically, and it's kind of funny. There was rumors that she might not be a part of this at all, and I think they realized you can't F with Vanna. Got to have her on Wheel of Fortune.
Steve, the name John Davidson seemed familiar to me.
There was an entertainer.
Yeah.
That's incredible, right? Wasn't he one of
That's incredible. He was also host of the Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares, yeah. And I was like, that can't be the same guy. It's not.
Oh.
I don't think it is
He's
it?
a real estate broker.
What was the name, Preston?
John Davidson.
It might be John Donaldson.
No, is it?
Oh, okay. It's, you know what, Marissa? It's written, the headline says John Donaldson, and the story says John Davidson.
There you go.
There you go. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So the photo was one of a carousel of pics of the happy couple, alongside which Vanna wrote, "John and I have been in love for more than a decade, and a little while back we wanted to make it official in a private ceremony, and we're excited to share this new joyful chapter in our lives with all of you. Love, Vanna and John."
She looks fantastic. There's a picture of them after the wedding, and he's got the gimp mask on.
Oh, that's cute.
He's got a bullwhip. It's amazing.
I wonder if Matt Cord's new doctor, Pat Sajak, was at that wedding. We found out last week.
Pat Sajak's son who's a doctor.
Here in the Philadelphia area.
Worked on Matt Cord.
The couple first met at a barbecue back in 2012.
There you go.
Been together ever since. Finger licking good. All right, if you wanted to be scared for 6 hours straight, then look no further than Stephen King's It films. It director Andy Muschietti revealed in an interview that he is hard at work making a supercut of the two films, thus combining It and It Chapter 2 in one long and horrifying movie.
I think I'd be down for that. I enjoyed the first one more than the second, but they were both good.
But to go even further, Muschietti explained that the supercut version will possibly have a different structure and will have extra scenes, added scenes.
Would you agree that Welcome to Derry Season 1 was better than both films?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, it was by far, I think. I mean, to me, that is a Pennywise I was happy to see.
Yeah, I thought it was cooler because there were some Easter eggs in there too for other books if you've read in the Sting in the King Library. So yeah, I loved every bit of it, and the kids, like we've said many times, phenomenal actors.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, though there's no update on when to expect this long version, Muschietti confessed that he still has to get those additional scenes filmed. While King hasn't said anything publicly about the unofficial flick, Muschietti's producing partner and sister Barbara mentioned that Stephen King has asked how the supercut was going, meaning the horror legend has already given the project his blessing, by the way. All right, so the Oscars nominations come out later today. That means the Razzies were announced yesterday. So I'm going to share some of that with you. Snow White and Ice Cube's critically maligned remake of The War of the Worlds lead all nominees for the 2026 Razzie Awards.
I had a feeling that the good money was on War of the Worlds.
Yeah, looking at all of the nominees, I didn't see any one of these films at all, which is not too off the mark because they're usually... They get a bad lead in usually anyway.
So I saw both. I saw Snow White and War of the Worlds. War of the Worlds is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
It is horrific.
All right, so it's the alien invasion
in the best
movie?
way possible, yeah.
Okay.
It was shot a lot during COVID, and a lot of what you're seeing is supposedly through ring cams and closed circuit cameras, and it's horrible. With a pretty decent cast.
All right. Well, is it so bad that I might like it? I think so. Should I give it a go?
Go in knowing that it's turned into about 250,000 memes.
So, I'm sorry, Riz?
Oh, I just laughed at the memes.
So traditionally, the Razzies nominations come out a day before the Oscar nominations and are handed out to those performers who dare to accept them the day before the Oscars ceremony, which this year will be Saturday, March 14th. So a financial bomb, the live-action version of Snow White with Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot earned Razzie 6 nominations, including Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Supporting Actor, all 7 artificial dwarfs. Wow. Zegler and Gadot were spared the Worst Actress and Worst Supporting Actress categories, though. So here we go. Worst Picture, The Electric State, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Snow White, Star Trek Section 31, and War of the Worlds. Worst actor, Dave Bautista in The Lost Lands, Ice Cube for War of the Worlds, Scott Eastwood in Alarum, Jared Leto in Tron Ares, and Abel The Weeknd Tesfaye for Hurry Up Tomorrow. Worst actress nominee, Ariana DeBose for Love Hurts, Mila Jovovich in The Lost Lands, Natalie Portman in Fountain of Youth, Rebel Wilson for Bride Hard, and Michelle Yeoh for Star Trek Section 31. Worst supporting actor nominees are all 7 artificial dwarfs from Snow White, Nicolas Cage in Gunslingers, Stephen Dorff in Bride Hard, Greg Kinnear in Off the Grid, and Sylvester Stallone in Alarum.
Dude, I haven't heard of any.
Yeah, me either.
I actually have heard of a lot of them. I haven't, so I've only seen the couple of them, the ones that I mentioned.
Bride Hard I did see and just looked terrible.
Okay.
So that's basically Die Hard with Rebel Wilson at a wedding.
Yep.
And there's, I guess, terrorists that crash the wedding because there's some prominent figure there, and she goes John McClane.
Worst supporting actress nominees are Anna Chlumsky for Bride Hard.
No.
I know. Emma Horvath for The Strangers Chapter 2, Scarlett Rose Stallone for Gunslingers, Casey Roll for Star Trek Section 31, Isis Valverde for Alarum. Worst remake or ripoff sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Smurfs, Snow White, and War of the Worlds. For worst screen combo, all 7 dwarfs from Snow White. Then you have James Corden and Rihanna for Smurfs, Ice Cube and his Zoom camera for War of the Worlds, Robert De Niro and Robert De Niro for The Alto Knights, because he was Frank and Vito in that, and The Weeknd and his colossal ego for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Which is that reminds me of Under the Purple Moon, the Prince, the very self-indulgent. That's kind of what The Weeknd's movie was. It was very artsy, very self-indulgent.
The Weeknd and his colossal ego.
Did you see any of Alto Knights?
No.
It's weird because it's, of course, De Niro playing them both. These legendary mobsters.
Yeah.
And there are times, though, it's De Niro in different makeup.
Yeah.
And I got confused. Who was who?
Yeah, I'll bet. Worst director nominees are Rich Lee for War of the Worlds, Altunde Asunsami for Star Trek Section 31, the Russo brothers for The Electric State, Trey Edward Schultz for Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Mark Webb for Snow White.
So The Electric State was the one with Millie Bobby Brown, too. It was like a
oh, yeah.
$300 million. Yeah. And the Russo brothers directed it.
I didn't see it.
It's eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Netflix movie, right?
Yeah. And they threw a huge promotional budget behind it, a regular actual budget. Ta-da, yeah. It was just bland.
All right, one last thing, and it does have to do with awards. For the second straight year and third time overall, Kristen Bell has been tapped to host the annual Actor Awards, formerly known as the SAG Awards. She hosted the event last year and back in 2018. In a statement, she said, "I've enjoyed hosting the show every time, so it was an easy decision to come back for a third. And what I'm most excited for is the fact that I'll be doing what every actor does best, sing." The 32nd Annual Actor Awards streams live on Netflix March 1st at 8 p.m.
You guys going?
Yeah, well,
Have we been invited?
Yeah, well,
It's our union, of course.
Gonna have to skip that one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip.
All right, so we're ready for clips. Here they come. The 22nd season of Grey's Anatomy finds the drama of Seattle Grace Mercy West Hospital still unfolding. And here, Camilla Luddington details her take on the show's longevity.
I remember catching the bus to go wait tables and knowing what time Grey's was going to be on and hoping that I would make the bus back to watch the show. So I came on it as a fan, but I refer to the show as a unicorn. I don't know if we'll ever be able to recreate what happens in the fandom.
I don't think I want to see it.
New episode of Grey's Anatomy tonight, 10 p.m. That's on ABC. And here's our next one for you. The Hunting Party follows a task force as they hunt dangerous serial killers who escaped from a secret underground prison. And here, Kelsey Grammer explains why he took the role as a serial killer on the show.
Well, it's odd. I don't go around actually spending a lot of time trying to think, what do I find? What am I going to find? What it draws me to it? My criteria really comes down to this. If I haven't played it before, I'll give it a shot. So I haven't done this before, so I thought, well, okay, let's go ahead and try this one.
New episode of The Hunting Party is tonight, 10 p.m. That's on NBC. There's your entertainment report for today. We got some peoples joining us on the program. We will have actress and boxing champion Kali Reis joining us in the studio. She's going to be talking about this movie, Mercy, with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. Hits theaters tomorrow. Looks pretty cool, actually.
It looks like kind of like a Minority Report kind of vibe to it, which I dig.
Yeah. And then Bert Kreischer is checking in this morning because his new show, Free Bert, is streaming on Netflix today. It starts. So we'll be chatting with those guys and more this morning. A break is what we're going to do right now. Coming back in just a moment. Some music, some talk, some goodies. We'll be right back with it all. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3.
Either it's not the cleanest or the nicest, but it'll get the job done. The boardwalk, though, absolutely incredible. It says we will accept no haters. Do yourself a favor and have a slice at Marica's and a cheesesteak at Midway.
Is Seaside like Wildwood?
Yeah, I think
the boardwalk.
so.
Okay.
Number 28 is Brigantine.
Brigantine.
It says it's remarkable how close this beach is to Atlantic City while somehow feeling many miles away. It is refreshingly mellow here, a far cry from the beach a few miles south. The juxtaposition of natural beauty surrounding with the beach of the AC skyline is jarring, but a lot of fun. Decent parking gives you a kind of long walk to the beach, but it is a pretty walk to a pretty beach.
I like Brigantine. The times I've been there.
And the only knock I've heard on Brigantine are the people who live there, like full year, like all year long, that they don't like
outsiders.
And so, they will chase you out with lit torches.
No, but like our friend Tim, who has a place there, he will lie. If somebody asks him if he lives there, he'll be like, "Yeah, I do," because otherwise,
really,
yeah.
Ah, man, that sucks.
Number 27 on this list is Wildwood Crest. It says, speaking of long walks on the beach, or on the beach for that matter, Wildwood Crest is filled with hotels and families vacationing in them, which makes accessing the very wide beaches hard and getting parking even harder. The beach is cleaner than Wildwood, and the vibe is way more chill. And if you're looking for a true desert to spend a full day planted in the sand, this is a solid spot, and it is free. The beaches are free there. But there's a whole lot less to do as well. It says it's funny because Casey and I were at Mudhead, this brew pub in Wildwood, and we were talking to a guy who was local who came out and saw, I was playing with the band Five Times Famous, and he was talking to us. He's like, dude, every time you guys mention Wildwood Crest, we're like, stop it, don't let the secret out about how great this place is.
It really is a wonderful place.
All right, then number 21 is North Wildwood. Cleaner and more relaxing. It's boisterous brother to the south. North Wildwood is perfect if you want to spend a little time at Wildwood's vaunted boardwalk, but beach time is more important to you. The parking is surprisingly good as well. The streets are pretty wide.
Are they?
In North Wildwood,
streets are wide. The problem there is that the beaches erode every single year.
They do.
And every year they have to like dredge and I mean it's pretty wild. And so you wonder why.
Wild.
Well, yeah, you wonder why Wildwood and Wildwood Crest beaches are so big. I think it's because the beaches at North Wildwood are
depositing onto them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the top 44.
The top 44?
No, these
beaches.
are all 44 beaches in New
I'm
Jersey.
sorry, yeah, all 44 New Jersey beaches ranked worst to best.
Right.
And this is NJ.com. We're not going through all of them, just some highlights. So
just our beaches.
number 19 is Stone Harbor. And listen to this description. Taylor Swift fans know this beach all too well. The singer-songwriter spent her childhood here, and who can blame her? It says, the beach is gorgeous. You won't find a much better beach in your wildest dreams. The sand is great, though you'll want to shake it off before you go home.
I get it. All those are Taylor Swift songs.
And don't forget to leave a blank space in your stomach for ice cream from Springer's, another T Swift favorite.
I love Springer's.
And if you didn't get any of those puns, it says, baby, now we got bad blood. Okie dokie.
The only knock on Stone Harbor is that it's pricey.
Oh, my God, is it pricey?
It's probably the priciest.
Dude, if you go by, so in the little town there's a real estate place, and they have listings in the window.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that.
$8 million? I mean, it's insane.
For a 3-bedroom.
Insane. The price of
Does
real
their
estate
lead
there.
realtor have googly eyes? Or is...
No, that's a different guy. But we could make this happen. All right, number 17 on the list is Avalon. It says the walk to the beach at Avalon is longer than we'd like. But the beach is nice and wide and the sand is soft and perfect for laying out. Parking isn't an issue either.
That was my beach for years.
That's where my parents had a house.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
they sold it, right?
My dad's biggest financial regret in his entire life. Had a house on 17th Street. It was barely a house. It was like a shack. But
Was it
Still be worth millions now.
Yeah, the property alone. You're buying the zip code. You're buying the acreage, and yeah, it was a nice place for a family to go. And my mom hates my dad for.
And not only that, he said that there was an issue because there was oil seeping up to the ground.
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do with all
What
this
am I going
bubbling
to do
crude?
with this bubbling oil?
Nick, was it beachside or bayside?
No, it was in the middle. Okay, so it was, but you could walk to what's it called, Circle Pizza, and I mean, look, it was Avalon. It's a great beach, and it's a really nice family town.
So we would, when we were doing our live broadcasts from when we were in Y100, we would always go to Avalon.
Yes,
it was
on
very
21st.
chill, very chill.
Oh, by the way, man, Sylvester's is gone now, or at least it was going away, and that was my favorite crab cake of all time. Sylvester's is right off of 21st Street, and it had been there forever and ever and ever.
Do we need an investigative report?
No. They just went away. I guess maybe the real estate was just too lucrative, and they sold it. I don't really know,
The
but
rent
it
is
made
too
me
damn high.
It made me really sad because
Did you?
I took you there.
Yeah, I thought it was just okay.
Which one did you get?
That's personal preference. I got the broiled like you recommended. Yeah.
No, it's the
Can you
fried
guys
is-
still be friends?
Fried is where it's at.
I think we can still be friends.
We can still, we're still friends.
All right.
I brought him coffee
but
this
not
morning.
as
He said
close.
thank you.
Well, he wrote it on a sticky and put it on his forehead.
Number 13 on this list is Ocean City.
Ocean City.
Previously a contender for the top spot in the rankings, Ocean City's beach itself has seen better days and now has exposed piping throughout sections.
That's so cool.
Go play on the pipe, kids. You can still find very nice stretches, though, and there is no questioning how incredible Ocean City's throwback boardwalk is, featuring Gillian's Wonderland Pier, Playland's Castaway Cove, and delicious Coors Brothers frozen custard, among other attractions.
I always went to Ocean City. It is not the beach that I knew growing up. Like, they had these awesome little jetties that would create these little pools, and you could find starfish. Those things don't exist anymore. They just
It's over.
It's over.
I like their boardwalk.
Yeah, it's a
I
nice.
think it's really nice.
There's not a lot of undeveloped area.
Give any starfish.
It's so crowded.
Where's the starfish?
It is.
Yeah, they develop every single available acreage there, and it's a city, so I guess that's why they do it. But it's a little frustrating.
And they go up really high with the,
Yes, they do.
properties.
Like
it's
3-4 stories
Jersey
they can
has
go up there.
In general, Jersey has some, and a large part due to the shore stuff, the highest valued real estate in the country. Yes?
Yeah, but like in towns like Cape May, like there's still a lot of green space, so in Ocean City, there's just not.
Nick, I've gone to Ocean City. A friend of mine has a house there, and I've gone, and I called her once, and I was like, I'm leaving because I can't find parking.
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
like, this is ridiculous. And fortunately, she has a large driveway, so she was like, no. I'll pull my car in the garage. You come into the driveway. But I mean, it was so crowded that I'm like, I literally can't find parking within walking distance of your house.
all right. I've only got 4 more I'm going to point out because we're getting into the top 10 here. So number 6 on this list. Number 6. We don't have those, do we? Still?
Yeah, we do.
That's all right. Sea Isle City.
Sea Isle City.
Yep. It says a big, beautiful beach, gorgeous dunes to admire, plenty of soft sand to stretch out on. Less than ideal parking is the only real drawback.
Number 6.
There is a paved promenade instead of a boardwalk to stroll down, and Fish Alley is loaded with a plethora of tantalizing seafood and Italian food options.
So Nick had mentioned earlier that it sort of attracts the younger crowd, and
Sea Isle City.
Well, yeah, but not anymore. I've said this for years. So they're actually closing a lot of those party spots, and they're building nicer restaurants that are attracting more families, a little bit of an older crowd. So it's still a really fun city to go to, but I think that like drunken 20-year-old, although there are still some there, they're sort of pushing them out.
Another drunken 60-year-olds.
I mean,
is this a good pound cake place in town?
pretty much. But the thing about Sea Isle that I love the most is once you get there, because they say that parking isn't the greatest there. I mean, it's not in any of the beach towns, but once you park, you don't ever have to move. You can go for a weekend. You can go for a full week. You don't have to move.
You're there, locked and loaded.
They have the jitney that goes up and down the entire town, and you don't. I mean, that's what I like the best about it is I literally never drive the car once I get there.
That's cool. Steve, you and I are wheel watchers, and I've noticed recently that there's a Sea Isle City campaign. It's not Jersey Shore.
Yes,
it's
no,
not,
you're right.
and it's just focuses exclusively on one town, which I find to be interesting. That they have enough ad dollars to focus a tourism campaign on just that one city. But yeah, they're focusing on it.
I know they have a primo hoagie, so there we go.
Yeah, all right.
All right, there. Down to number 4 now.
Number 4. It's time for number 4.
Well, it's Cape May Point.
Cape May Point.
Oh my God, is it beautiful there?
Is it?
It says while there isn't as much to do at Cape May as its eastern brother beach as far as boardwalk activities and food options, that also means less crowds to compete with. And that means that the just about same idyllic sands with way more real estate. It's a bit of a hike to get from the street to the beach, but it's a beautiful walk through the dunes and trees.
This looks the picture we're looking at looks very lovely, and it has a lighthouse.
Yes, there's a yep, exactly. The beach itself is so raw and secluded that you hardly feel like you're at the Jersey Shore. It is pretty quiet there.
It is, and it's definitely one of the appealing factors. That used to be my vacation spot for a number of years. I love Cape May Point. There was a store there called the Red Store, and it was a great restaurant, and I believe it's closed. I think they closed during the pandemic, and they have not reopened. It's a really cool little spot right in the section, right in the middle part of that part of town, and there's nothing that's gone in to replace it, which is a shame.
So I like how all you guys know all these locations and all the places to eat. Like, so I guess part of the process growing up here would have been to migrate to sample all the towns. Was that kind of the thing?
Yeah. We would vacation in a couple of the towns, and you sort of get your feel and what you like. And the thing is too is like once you finally get your town, like where you like to go, that's really the only one. And there,
So that's the process though. You sample and then you decide what town's your town. And that's that.
Yeah, as a kid, we went to Ocean City, we went to Wildwood Crest,
right.
And where you land is like your beach town. No one can convince you otherwise.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's an ownership thing, it seems. I'm picking up
totally.
on.
Especially if you legitimately own property, right?
I'm being indoctrinated into this. There's a pride of what your town is, what your beach is, and all that stuff.
I think if I won the lottery, I'd buy a place in Cape May Point. That's my favorite town, I think.
All right, number 2 on this.
Oh,
that's a little more aggressive.
What happened to that?
That's from Hamilton, by the way. Those are the 10 rules of dueling.
Casey Kasem is Alexander Hamilton.
All right, number 2 is Cape May.
All right.
Cape May.
Number 1 beach in New Jersey for 3 years running is finally dethroned. All right, thanks, Marissa. Keeping an eye on the weather forecast. Obviously, they're calling for the snow on Sunday, maybe Saturday night, early Sunday. And then it's just going to be an all-day snow event on Sunday. That's the thing, and it's just going to build and build and build and build. So they're saying 55% chance of what they're calling significant snow, 6 to 10 inches.
Plowable snow.
That 55% means that it could break either way. Could be a little less than that, could be a little bit more than that. We'll probably know more by tomorrow, and more specifically as far as accumulation amounts and stuff like that. But the bottom line is Sunday's going to be funky. It's going to make Monday bad.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
There you go.
So you may want to make plans accordingly. Nor if you have to work, as we will be working on Monday. Nor'easter Nick, who we had on the show yesterday, said if you wanted to get out and be past most of the storm, 7:30, 8 o'clock Sunday night for plowing and shoveling.
Yeah. And it was great having Nor'easter Nick on. That guy was, it was something else. I was really impressed with him. Super nice guy, great story.
Yep.
And just
knows the stuff.
Loves the weather.
Yeah.
Loves all stuff about weather. So that was cool having him on yesterday. All right, so stuff to talk about now. I've been reaching for this a few times. Over the past couple of weeks, and then something always kind of scoots it out of the way.
I've seen you pick up the pile and then put it down.
But I've got it.
Has the time come?
The time has come. This is Stacko Topics. Time for Stacko Topics. Right, I've right here in my hand.
He's got a stack of topics.
A stack of topics, and they're fairly random in nature. And we pull them out randomly, and then we start talking about them.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I think time has proven that there's one individual in the studio who has the golden touch.
Ooh, who?
Casey.
All right.
I mean,
I don't want to put the weight of that on you, bro.
It is,
but you've been good.
Like Cal Ripken, he was breaking that record. for the amount of games played in a row. And like, I remember asking him on the air, like, when the day before you were about to break that record, did you like worry about walking down the steps and like every little thing here? and he said, no, man, I just went about my life.
So you're chill.
I'm just going to do the same
All right,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
Because this is random.
All right,
I mean, and we've had times where a topic was picked and it was bad.
Yeah.
You've been on a streak.
I've been on a streak.
All right,
and,
let me fan these out because I needed to get. I write these down on scrap paper.
Yeah.
As you can see, if you're watching on YouTube right now, I need a better system.
Like index cards?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
I don't know. Or do you like the nature of these, Marissa?
I like it. I like it fanned out. And you edit it once in a while, right? You go through and maybe we talk about something, you take things out.
Well,
Right.
when we talk about them, I throw them away.
Right.
Yeah, we're done.
Don't want to go back to
So-
that same stack on top.
Yeah,
But
do you mix them up in between?
I do. So
okay.
I just now shuffled them.
Okay.
So pick a topic, any topic. Casey's reaching in. I got to hold on with both hands here.
I'm such a weirdo with this stuff. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to inform my decision here.
All right, what is it?
I can't do this because of my medical condition.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I can't do this because of my medical condition. And what we kind of want to lean on are like the average everyday things that you can't do because of whatever reason.
Stephen Hawking would always complain he could not participate in kickboxing.
Right. Yeah. So that's a
That was
everyday
something
thing
he could not do
that he
because
could not
of his
do.
medical condition.
I have.
Are you adding to your list of things?
Dude, after this last, and I think I finally got it figured out. So my knees started giving me trouble a couple of years ago. It was my right knee, and then we did the fencing thing. So I've already been to the doctor a couple times, and a really great orthopedic surgeon took a look at everything and. Said, look, there's no need for surgery.
Right. We're going to euthanize you.
And also he doesn't like doing cortisone shots unless they're really, really necessary. So essentially, just kind of sent me on my way.
Okay.
I have. Oh man, what is wrong with me?
don't know.
It's not meniscus. Thank you.
Okay.
Torn
Okay,
meniscus.
yeah.
That's it.
Or as Bam Bam called it, meniscus.
Meniscus.
That's adorable.
and also no cartilage. It's gone. I have arthritis. It's terrible.
So that's like Batman. Bruce Wayne had gotten to that point where he had no cartilage in his knees from fighting crime.
You saying I could be a vigilante?
You could be a vigilante. Also, I believe it was Dr. Sajak. Did Dr. Sajak, we were talking about Pat Sajak's son, who's a doctor, did he give Matt Cord a cortisone shot?
Yeah, he went in for a cortisone.
Okay,
yeah.
but your doctor is not of that school.
Yeah, he would prefer not to. So anyhow, but the bottom line was, he said, if it hurts, don't do it anymore.
Yeah, which is the old classic joke.
So I hurt myself fencing at the cardboard class, or not the cardboard classic, at the Camp Out for Hunger.
No chance you're going to do that again.
And I mean, like, I needed crutches, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd call Rochelle. I'm like, I can't put weight on this thing. And it lasted for a few days, and then eventually it settled down.
That was your dream.
Yeah.
In fact, the conversation that led to that was, I've always wanted to try fencing.
Yeah.
And then you go down.
There is something as simple as having a football or baseball catch that, like, as my dad got older, it became a lot harder for him because of his shoulder. And I'm so grateful that I do have arthritis in my shoulder, but it's not in my throwing shoulder. It's in my left shoulder because I honestly, like, I on my death day, I want to have a football or baseball catch. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure that is something that I can do for the rest of my life.
Do you know what I took out recently to see if I still had the chops? Because you just, sometimes in life, you're not called upon to do things.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if I could run across a field at a full sprint. Like
100 yards?
And I could.
All right.
I could do it.
right.
I'll probably be paying for it for a long time. But I did it.
Yeah, Case, I want to be able to the old adage is with golf, shoot your age.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to be able to shoot your age.
So I'll live till 110.
Yeah, you'll be right in there. But there are some things that people can't do for whatever reason, and it may be, I don't know, could be missing digits. It could be all kinds of medical things or it could be an underlying illness that you have that doesn't allow you to fly or, whatever.
Right.
610-660-9333. Call.
Are we past the days where people can't go through metal detectors because they have metal in their body?
That's a good point.
Remember you used to carry around the little cutout and it was like, I have metal in my leg, so if it goes off.
I don't know. Yeah, if you're going to, the airport, before you go through a detector, is there something medically that you can say, hey, I have this issue with me, and there's a card you present or something? That's what I would like to know, too. So call or text if you know the answer.
Yes, I don't know. Have they? Is the nature of the joints or the things they're putting in? I'll tell you this, though. when I had the prostate cancer surgery, when I had the prostate removed and everything, however everything sort of sits in that area, when I go through the X-ray machine, a lot of times they will pull me aside and they're right in the area where the surgery took place, and maybe it's scar tissue or whatever, but they're checking to see if I have anything concealed.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell them ahead of time, and a lot of times they've heard similar stories. So.
Okay, our friend Tucker, who's blind, texted in. He just wrote drive.
Thanks, Tucker.
I can't drive.
He can type though.
This is true.
Voice to text.
Yeah.
Somebody else texted in and said, "This is interesting. I have anxiety, and one of the things that makes it flare up pretty bad is finding a parking spot." Because it takes me like 5 minutes to find a spot because none of them feel right. I'll back into a spot and back right out because it doesn't feel right.
Wow.
And then spend another 5 minutes to find the right one. Now, that's interesting.
Will you, for example, when I come into the parking lot in the morning, I'm the only one here in that lot.
Yeah.
I will make sure that I'm correctly between the lines.
Yeah.
I don't like being too far, so I'll back up and make sure because you have that view and the camera that puts you between the spots. So maybe I'm a little OCD about that.
No, I mean, listen, you're supposed to park between the lanes.
Yeah, I mean, like as even as I can get it.
Yeah, I'm always surprised at where you park. By the way,
it's that's perhaps another Stack of Topics things, Preston. By just happenstance, I parked the third spot in an empty parking lot, kind of away up, and you park near me.
Yeah,
but you pull through.
I have a reason why I park where I do because it's next to a curb. Somebody's not going to park next to me on that side. They're never going to ding my car.
Right.
It's also it's a wider. That's the one spot in the entire parking lot that's wider than all the other ones.
Yeah.
So I park there so I don't get dinged on the other side.
Yeah,
so that's why I choose that spot.
I'm in the fray. I'm in the thick of it. But my third spot, and then sometimes I'll pull in. And there might be a car there. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I only have 250,000 other spots.
That's right. The entire parking lot is open. Let me see. There was another one. Somebody had texted in. There's so many of them coming in now that I've lost it. And I've forgotten what it was. Damn it.
I'd like to hear from line 1, Preston, if you would.
Okay. We will go to her then. It's Tina that's joining us. Hi, Tina. Good morning.
Safe flight repair. Safe flight repair.
Oh, well, let's do it again. All right. 3, 2.
All right, ready?
All right. Safe
flight
repair. Safe flight replace. Well done. It really is. It's fulfilling.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning, Tina. All right. So, what's the story? What can't you do?
All right. So, I am a conductor. I have a doctorate in conducting from University of Miami. I'm taught conducting at University of South Florida for a couple years, and now I'm a high school band director actually at Pennsbury. But I conduct like 3 to 5 hours a day, depending on what day it is. And I've given myself rotator cuff tendinosis and inflammation in my bursa sac and all these weird things in my shoulder from overuse, similar to what you would see with like a tennis player or a pitcher.
And so now have you had to give that up?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I've done physical therapy for 2 years. I was actually supposed to have surgery last week to clean some things up, but we called it off. They think I have tightness in my pec muscles that's like causing all these issues. Long story short, I'm trying to treat it with massage therapy and physical therapy. I actually went over to Trinity thanks to your guys' recommendation.
Cool.
So you pay to have someone massage your chest is what's happening.
That's part of it, yeah.
But so it has an impact. So the Stacko topic was, I can't do this anymore. Have you had a situation where you were in such pain that you could not conduct?
So what I'll say is I've had to drastically change the way that I do it. So, I'm of smaller stature, and when the music is really big and really loud and powerful, I like to have really big, powerful, intense movements, and I just can't do that right now. I have to really limit my range of motion and keep everything small and simplified. I just get so fatigued that I can't move the way I want to.
Subsequently, do you have the quietest orchestral performances in the world?
You'd think, but no, they still give it to me.
All right, okay, cool.
Yeah, Tina, can't you just use your legs? Lay on your back and use your legs.
Yeah. That's a great idea.
I've thought of all all of it. You know, the eyebrows try to get going.
Yeah.
The left
No, but
arm
if you
gets
use your
going.
legs, you might become like a social media sensation that would go viral for sure.
My left and right
Good
foot.
idea. I'll give it a try.
All right. Thanks, Tina. Good luck with everything. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Let me see. Marissa pulled up some text. Says, can't go out in the cold for a long time. Drink ice cold drinks because I'm allergic to cold. I break out in hives and my throat swells. It's called cold urticaria. That's from Jen.
Whoa. So they're actually allergic to the cold?
That's what she says.
I don't doubt that, but that's, and so, you know what it's similar to, Preston? When you find out, like you said, you found out you really can't ride roller coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, anymore.
Well, here's one that says, I have anxiety, can't ride roller coasters. Another one says, I had really bad scoliosis, so I got a spinal fusion, so I have 18-inch rods in my back, and now I can't reach my toes to clip my toenails.
Wow.
That's a condition. That's what I'm talking about
I'd like to hear from that person about going through the airport security, Marissa. If those rods of a titanium or metallic nature?
We did get a whole bunch of text messages, and some people are saying that they do carry the card, but most people are saying that the steel that they use now doesn't ding the metal detectors.
Okay. This one says, I cannot sit for longer than 30 to 45 minutes without pain because I had my tailbone removed after falling and breaking my sacrum and tailbone.
I've heard that's incredibly painful if you crack your tailbone.
Jesus, I can imagine, man. This one says, so my son cannot go through the x-ray machine because he wears 2 medical implants, so he has to go through the metal detector and get a pat down. We haven't had any problems at Philly Airport, but we've had major problems in other airports and a lot of pushback as well.
How do robots go through?
Another one says, no, they do not give you a card for metal in your body. It's coated with ceramic, therefore it will not set off the alarms. However, I did set off the alarms at Amazon security, not TSA security, but Amazon warehouse security, it says. Okay. Surgical steel says to not set off metal detectors. Trust me, I have like 4 screws in my right hand. And other people, though, like Marissa said that they do have, I have metal in my body cards that they carry through security. So
I used to have a novelty card that said I have wood in my pants. I always got a big laugh at the TSA.
All right, we're gonna do another topic here in a second, but this I want to go to real quick because I've never heard of before. I'm gonna go to Chris. Hi, Chris, you're on the air. Good morning, Brud.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
By the way, thank you. I called him Brud. It's a bro and Brud.
I've been called worse.
And Bud. What's up, Brud?
Been called worse.
Yeah.
So it's not directly with me, but my father, he can't have his pulse taken. Like if he were to pass out, like an ENT can't take his pulse to see if he's still alive because he doesn't have a pulse.
So how long has he been dead?
Yeah. Wait a second, my dad doesn't have a pulse either.
In fact, when I visit him, I need a shovel. What is the explanation for that, Brud?
So he's got what's called a LVAD connected to his heart. It's a left ventricle assist device that basically helps pump his heart. He's got a whole bunch of paperwork that he has to constantly carry around. He's got medical IDs and stuff that basically says, hey, if I pass out, I'm not dead, even though I don't have a pulse.
Wow, that's
Please
crazy.
don't, just push me off into the pasture.
So from watching The Pit now, I'm a medical expert, Brud, that not only do they feel for the pulse in the wrist, but also the neck and the femoral on by your leg. So in all of those spots, they would not be able to detect a pulse on him?
That's my understanding.
Wow. Never heard of that.
It's still kind of new with him.
Yeah.
Luckily he well, it's not true. He has, he's had some issues in the hospital, but they're aware of his condition. But actually like on the street, he has yet to really be on the street to see, actually in effect. Like
there's a big pulse community out on the street.
Oh, wow.
No. So the device basically is doing is making the ability to read his pulse. It's negating it, correct? Or
Correct. Again, I'm not a doctor.
No.
I'm still.
You're Brud.
No, you're just Brud.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically I guess it just makes sure the blood keeps on moving.
Yeah.
That's
a wild story.
Very interesting.
Chris, I've never heard that.
And Chris, if we ever meet in person, just tell me you're Brud, and I'll know who you are. Okay.
You bet, bro.
All right, buddy. Take care. We'll see you. I called him Buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. All right. Should we go back in for another one?
Yeah.
All right. Casey,
I like that topic.
if you would please. Go ahead.
2, 3, 4.
This is Stango Topics. All right. Picking another topic. All right. Let me fan these out.
It's a lot of topics.
All right, Casey. Hang on. All right. Pick one.
Oh, I went fast on that one.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Did you like that? That one was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
It was all right.
Took a little while for people to call in.
Yes.
So
and we met Brud.
Yeah, we did. We got Brud out of it. All right. I went quick with this one, so let's just see what we got here. All right.
These are random things that I write down from time to time.
Okay. What is the most useless thing you still have memorized? Phone number, license number.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Did this key off something in particular?
Well, I still know my old driver's license ID number from when I was like 18 years old.
Really?
That's a long number.
It's a long number.
Yeah.
So 094-502-252-9113.
Wow.
And so the reason that I know that is because when I was a teenager, this is nothing I'm proud of.
Okay.
I got a DWI.
Right.
And when I went to the classes that I had to take, every time you had to fill out a form, and there were lots of them, and it was a couple of days where I had to take all these questionnaires and watch these videos and then answer. It was like a test.
Right.
And every time you had to write out that long number.
So you wrote it out so much.
And I wrote it out so many times I committed it. It's there.
Pretty amazing.
It's there forever.
Well, that's actually a good reminder of a bad move in your life.
Yeah.
So I years ago got a DFW, which is a Dallas Fort Worth. I was impersonating an airport.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
And so I remember the airline codes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I still remember my Social Security number. It's 585-722. No.
Shut up.
It's all over the dark web.
Yeah, no. So there are people out there that remember their high school locker combination.
Oh.
You know?
I used to know it.
I used to know it too.
Oh, man, I used the same lock all through middle school and high school. For whatever reason, I never lost it. It never got. You remember when they have to come and cut locks off?
And it happened all
Never
the time.
happened to me, and I had the same. I still have it. I still have it in my box O stuff. But I don't. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the combination.
So in my mind, I think like I lost that combination about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I could always remember it. And now I can't remember it. And I don't know what. There's a whole. My mind is it's just a bunch of insignificant. I know so much useless stuff. That was one of them, but somehow that just disappeared. Maybe to make room for other useless stuff.
My pager number. It was my dad's pager number, and then my brother took it over, and then I had it for like 2 years in middle school. And all the nuns thought I was a drug dealer.
What is the number?
I still remember it.
What's the number?
215-330-0334.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember high school girlfriends' phone numbers?
No.
Oh.
I remember my best friend Howard's phone number.
All right.
469-1674.
But you don't know the area code.
I do, but I'm just not going to say it.
So they'll get called.
His parents probably, I don't know if they're still alive, but they might.
Leave us alone.
But yeah, I still remember that number. I don't remember my own phone number, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Your current phone? Oh, your
No.
number,
When I
yeah.
was a kid, of that same era.
Like, okay, so the St. Louis phone number you do not remember? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Do you remember your old original phone number?
Yeah.
In the house in Ridley?
But
You
I
lived there
Ridley?
forever.
Rutledge. But I lived there for 28 years.
Right.
You know,
So
27 years. So
Not me.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a non-number thing that I remember for whatever reason, and sometimes these the mnemonic devices that we use, will remind me. I still remember the phases of
Crapping?
man. No, it's not crapping. It's in DNA. It's the cell separation.
Right. From
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interphase, prophase, metaphase, antiphase, telophase.
And what about in your face?
And the reason I remembered is because of the mnemonic device. I prefer my ants toasted.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
IPMAN. Now I'm spelling out ants. You get it.
It's like Roy G. Biv.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are a couple of things that are like that will just be there forever. Like I'll be, fully dementia, Alzheimer's, and you'll be able to remember these things.
Right. What is the maybe it's from biology, but it's my aunt indiscriminately gives hand jobs to migrants. What is that?
I don't know what that is.
I don't remember what that is. Is that it's a
RNA or
maybe
yeah
or mitochondria or something
like that.
I don't really know. Hang on a second. Let me go to let's go to Jenna. Hi, Jenna. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So Stacko topics. Our topic is something you remember from forever ago, and you just haven't been able to shake it.
So mine is my best friend. She went to summer camp. I didn't go to the summer camp. When she came back, she taught me the song that they sang. And I still remember it 30 years later.
30 years ago, a camp you did not even attend, and you can sing the camp song. No. Can you perform it for us now?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Della ella oola, quack, 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 singing es tiga tiga, tiga tiga, shack, shack, es tiga tiga, below, 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 below.
Yes!
Wow!
No idea what it means.
No idea what, because it sounds like gibberish.
Sex. Yeah.
It is total gibberish. It might have some meaning. I have no idea. But, 30 years later, I still remember it.
Nice. Are you still friends with that person?
I am, yes. And I asked her recently, like within the last 5 years, if she remembered it, and she doesn't.
So
That's
you
great.
remember her camp song, and she doesn't remember it.
That's great.
It's amazing.
I love it. All right, thanks, Jenna.
Those things when you're a kid that just get burned in.
Anytime I hear the word recycle, I think about my 4th grade recital. RECYCLE, it's really up to you and me. RECYCLE, it's our responsibility.
Yes. Oh, my God, I love it.
God.
I was trying to remember some of those things, like Great Green Grobs of Greamy Grace Goes for Guts.
Yeah.
Those kid songs. Let me go to Susan. Hi, Susan. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Awesome. All right, Susan, there's something you remember that will be with you forever. What is it?
So when my sister was I think it was a graduation from kindergarten, she had to remember this little, phrase. And so I was the one who helped her memorize it. And now, over 40 years later, I still remember that.
Do tell. What is it?
L is for lunch. Every day there's a treat of homogenized milk and cookies so sweet.
Homogenized milk.
Homogenized milk. And it's
yes, well, that's why, because I think that word, my mom just thought I would be best to help her remember it.
Okay.
And I was the one who, I don't think she remembers it to this day. I get the kick out of it when I say it to her.
I love stuff like that. And you just made me remember something that I learned in first grade, and I kid you not.
Yeah.
The music teacher had sort of a progressive sensibility about music, and we would do kind of these spoken word songs. And one of them was, this is how long ago we were talking about guns in school, I shoot the hippopotamus with bullets made of platinum. Before the bullets get to him, his hide will surely flatten them.
What?
That's from first grade.
Wow.
It's just... It's filed away in some priority slot in your mind that is burned there forever.
And for some reason it's stuck.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's weird. And will that surface at an odd time?
Well, it just did now.
Yeah.
Like when she was bringing that up, it's like, oh, that's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember that teacher. I can remember seeing we would have music class because they were building what they called these, You remember they'd build like separate classrooms from the school. If a school didn't have enough room, they'd build these other. Yeah. So we had those, and those were under construction. So we'd have music class in the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember the teacher, and we're all looking at each other, go, "Okay, we'll do the hip hop song. Let's do it."
I just wish that I had that space in my brain for the things maybe I was taught in college, and not Dudley's. From Different Strokes, his campaign slogan was when he was voting for class president, "If you don't want to get stuck in the mudley, vote for Dudley." Why do I remember that and not anything that I learned in politics 101?
Yeah, because that's what you were thinking about while they were teaching you about politics.
My for all my life, my brain has been a repository of wasted, useless information. Now, in this occupation, thankfully, it becomes useful. But I only wish I had the capacity to remember things that actually matter.
Yeah.
All right, so the topic is, what is the most useless thing that you still have memorized after all this time? This is Diane, who we're going to go to next. Hi, Diane, good morning.
Hey, good morning,
Hey, good morning to see you, Diane. All right, so how far back we going with this memory?
About 35 years.
Okay, and what is it?
So in Spanish class in 10th grade, we had to memorize a paragraph from the workbook. And we had to say it as fast as or faster than the cassette tape. And I just never forgot the paragraph.
Okay, and you can recite the whole thing?
I can.
All right, let's go.
Los abuelos están en casa cuando reciben un telegrama. Este es su hijo Adolfo. Adolfo vive en México. El nieto que se llama Emilio viene a visitar España.
Well done. What does that translate to, Diane?
So it basically says the grandparents were at home when they received a message. It was from their nephew Adolfo. Their grandson, whose name is Emilio, is coming to visit Spain.
Diane, real quick though, your accent was really good. Do you teach Spanish or anything like that?
I don't, but thank you for saying that, because my teacher told me the same thing. She's like, "You have the best accent in the class." I'm
That's great.
"Oh, thank you."
That's great.
I'm gonna blush.
Thank you, Diane.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
There's some videos on Instagram that found their way into my algorithm. It's this woman. She does comedic videos, and she's like your middle school Spanish teacher, and she way overpronounces stuff like por qué, like opening her mouth way up into por qué.
Yeah.
And it just cracks me the hell up, because they're trying to teach you diction.
Yes.
Right.
They're over-enunciating
Over-enunciating.
things. Let me go. There's another one I saw up here. This is useless thing you remember. So this totally falls in line with that. This is Jeff who's joining us. Hey, Jeff, good morning, bud.
Hello, everybody.
What's happening, Jeff?
Nothing much. Listen, like 25 years ago, I lived with a few buddies, and we always had issues with the router. So we finally bought this thing, an AT&T Power Cell. So I spent an entire afternoon back and forth between whatever the internet service was and AT&T, and I probably spent 4 hours trying to get these things linked up, and repeated this password over and over and over. 63 DEF 5F1 E580198D.
That was to get the router working.
Oh, God.
I remember losing my mind. I was home by myself. It took me 800 tries, but I've been walking around repeating that number for the last 20 to 25 years.
I wonder if it could be almost like a security blanket of sorts, a little thing you can always fall back to. You know,
me and my buddy still laugh. I had it written down on a business card that he kept in his basement, and every so often he pulls it down and tests me to see if I still have it.
This isn't as long ago, and it may not fall.
63 DEF 5F1 E580198D.
I love it, Jeff. Thanks, bud.
It might fall into this category, but when Disney started streaming, and it was a nightmare to get the password to go through.
Oh, yeah.
So and this is not an active password now, but it was. Disney sucks my ass raw, 1 exclamation point.
Wow.
And that's many passwords ago.
Wow.
Not too long ago, but I was kind of proud of that.
Disney
one.
sucks my ass raw, 1.
Exclamation
Exclamation point. Because you have to have a number and a punctuation point in there. All right. Well, listen, our phone lines are jammed up. Our text messages are going crazy, but unfortunately, we're short on time. I appreciate everyone who has been on hold. Like Lisa remembers her father's Air Force dog tag numbers.
Wow.
And Heidi said a song she sang at Bible camp when she was 10 years old. And, Michelle can sing Happy Birthday in Polish. There's a bunch of them. So thank you guys. And Casey, not bad. We got only 2 out of the Stacko Topics. So this has been Stacko Topics. And we'll do it again sometime, my friends.
Stacko Topics.
Thanks for joining us for Stacko Topics. All right, we're going to take a break, come back in a moment. Bert Kreischer is going to be on the show today, and actress Kali Reis will be in our studio, too, in just a little while, actually. Bizarre Files up next, so stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
The beach at Exit 0 on the Garden State Parkway is basically 1A. Perfect sand, picturesque boardwalk, dining options that make the town one of the state's top food designations, and blocks of gorgeous Victorian architecture make the long trip down to the state's southern tip well worth it. So, all right, and then number one, I'm not familiar with Beach Haven.
It's on LBI.
According to NJ.com. Okay.
Beach Haven.
Yeah. It says, for the first time in the history of our rankings, a new number 1 takes the crown. Beach Haven has been knocking on the door for a long time, finishing in the top 4 every year. One of the southernmost beaches on Long Beach Island is knocking no more. It's here. The mellow vibe combined with pristine beach. Some of the best surrounding food and entertainment in the state make it truly perfect beach destination. Any of you guys ever been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
LBI is interesting because there's I think just the one way in and out. And so when you get onto that island, you then have to make a decision. You going north or you going south? And it's a long drive. Like when you get to Wildwood Crest or the Wildwoods, there's a bunch of different ways to get onto that island.
Yes.
I believe with LBI, there's just the one, and it's just it makes it interesting.
Wow. I would imagine it makes it a long trip to get off.
As you can
of there
imagine.
when you need to.
This was our day trip spot. Like as a kid in high school, where we would go with our friends. This is where we would go. I don't know what traffic is like now, but when we were going in high school, we were fine. It wasn't too bad getting there.
What's the most northern beach in New Jersey?
Isn't it the one where the nude beach is? That Sandy Hook? Because we've talked about that a couple times. No, like you can see Manhattan
that's a little
from
further north.
Yeah, you got to keep going, Steve. That's Massachusetts.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's near Boston.
Okay, I've heard of that.
But we've talked about that nude beach in Sandy Hook more than once. And Case, you can see Manhattan from there. You can see the Freedom Tower.
That's got to be pretty cool. By the way, Marissa handed me this note. She was at the Dinner on Blanc in Atlantic City over the weekend, and she learned that MTV is filming Jersey Shore 2.0 in AC this summer. And
That's
she found
pretty
the house.
wild.
She took a picture of it and posted it on social media. Yeah.
Maybe we should audition.
Maybe we should.
I was in New York on Long Island this past weekend at a place called Nickerson Beach, and just the difference between the beaches, like our Jersey Shore and there, it's just like it's completely different. I mean, it was beautiful, and I loved it there, but just the difference, I was like,
Yeah. No, so growing up on Long Island, we had all of the, you had your beaches. We had a multitude of beaches, and you eventually settled on your one.
But just even the way they do, even the way they go to the beach is different than us.
Absolutely.
Well, I realized that we didn't do the city beat here. We did the beach bum. Because that's all we have time for.
Wasn't even the city beat.
I apologize. I have more city beat stories. Maybe we'll get to them in a little while. So I guess this has been the beach bum. I don't know, which I just made up. Or have we had that character before?
No. We can do the beach bum.
No, we
Absolutely.
did. Yeah, because we even had theme music for it.
Did we?
Yeah, it was.
Was it Wipeout?
It might have been
Was
like
it the
Miserlou.
Bird?
It might have been a Dick Dale song.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, anyhow, that's NJ.com. The full article they have on their website, but it's all 44 New Jersey beaches ranked worst to best for.
And number one again?
For this year. Number one.
Beach Haven.
Beach Haven, yeah. But
LBI.
But more in our area, Cape May came in at number 2, which is it's been number 1 many times before. All right. With that, let's take a break. Come back in just a moment because I got some bizarre file stories I think you shall enjoy. Stay with us. Kathy, I saw this article this morning, and it was in the Daily Mail. And who was it? Tracy Cox is her name, believe it or not. Yeah, she's like a relationship advice columnist.
Out of England, correct?
Out of England, correct. And I saw this article. So it's, obviously online dating, using apps and all that stuff is very easy to, peruse. But then again, you might be hesitant on that type of thing.
You want to do it old school.
She had come up with some ideas on how and where to meet men if you're, like in your 30s or something like that. That age range is kind of where she's targeting. But out in the real world.
Yes.
Like some good places and what to do. And I was like, okay, I'll take a look at this. And there's some good practical advice here. But it goes on to later on describe, and I'll get to it at the end, of how to tell when a man is interested in you. Secret signs that he's ready for sex, which I found very, very fun. But I wanted to go through some of these other things.
Locations where you can meet men.
Yeah.
So we're trying to help out the ladies or guys.
Well, that's where you messed up, son. You can't go to no bar to find a nice woman. You got to go to a nice place, a quiet place like a library. There's a good woman there.
Church.
And at church is good girls.
Yep.
Or this place here, where I'm going tonight, the Black Awareness Rally, there's going to be some fine women there. Good, clean girls. That's where I'm going.
I love that scene so
It's
much.
great.
Anything that takes place in Mighty Sharp in that shop is just gold. For those who have never seen Coming to America, that's what that's from. So anyhow, where to meet men, she says. All right, so not, and like he says at the beginning of that clip, you can't go to no bars.
Well, that's where you messed up, son. You can't go to no bar to find a nice woman. You got to go to a nice place.
All right, so
A library.
instead of the bars, here are the suggestions. So exercising, she says, but Pilates, probably not going to turn up too many prospects. So you don't want to go to yoga, Pilates, things like that. If you're interested in meeting a guy, chances are you need to go somewhere else like a gym, boot camp style classes, and running clubs and things like that.
So her suggestion of a boot camp made sense to me. Like in a gym, a lot of times I would think, and Kathy, obviously, and you and Marissa can speak to this more, but I think you're kind
busy.
You're working with other people, whereas at a gym you're on your equipment and you
You're on your
don't want to
own.
be bothered.
Yeah, you need some sort of class or like CrossFit always seems to be like that family feel, and you get to know people, you become friends with them.
And if you're just starting, you can have a heart attack in public. That's always a benefit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kathy, have you ever been hit on or approached in a gym? Because, it's really like, you should never do that if you're a guy. It's just, it's rule number one, but it still happens.
I don't know. I don't think he was hitting on me, but actually, he's a listener of the show, and he ended up telling me. And we used to call him Superman because he used to wear a Superman shirt to the gym. He's probably listening now. I don't think he was hitting on me, but he once said to me, he's like, "I'm practically doing flips over there." He's like, "And you're not even looking over at me."
Wow.
But he was like super. He was very fit. He would do pull-ups and like flip up over the bar.
Right,
And, we always like kind of smiled at him because he was like, he drew attention to himself in the gym. And I would do a class with a group of girls, and so we'd be like, Superman's over there.
All right, she also recommends going to your local park. Go to the park. It says post-pandemic.
Go to the park.
Parks are the new cool place to be, but don't just go for a walk. Sit on a bench. Resist the urge to drag out your phone and simply look around you. Make eye contact with anyone you like the look of and stay put. If they like you, they'll find a reason to walk past again within the next 5 or 10 minutes.
So I saw a woman in the park the other day. She had a shopping cart with a lot of what appeared to be her belongings in it. Was she on the prowl?
She might have been, Steve.
She was sending out the vibes to you, bro.
Was I getting hit on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she tell you, did she walk up and say, give me $1?
Yeah, I want $1.
But I don't know. Maybe she was interested, Steve. Who knows? All right, taking the dog for a walk. So if you have a pet or if you want to borrow one, it gives people the perfect excuse to approach you. And that is actually, guys use that.
It's an
tactic
icebreaker
as well, most definitely.
What was the Janine Garofalo film that was really
Truth About Cats and Dogs?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I took my dog to, and I didn't realize this, but Cape May has like a little town center walk. And I took Reggie there, and people went crazy for him.
The amount of tail you got was crazy, right?
Well, but you're talking about this, Preston. I think it's weirder and harder for a guy to approach a woman in public.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But
I
don't want to scare you.
If you want these, I think, provide, to Preston's point and the point of the article, these provide you a more viable, unless you're like what they used to classically refer to as a masher. If you're legitimately would like to speak to a woman and start a line of conversation.
Well, here's the thing. These are just the places to go to. Now, your technique that you use.
Like you can't just whip it out.
When you get there is a different story.
Hey, nibble my shack.
Right.
I love this dog.
Nose
walk.
bag.
Right.
Nipple my bag.
Nipple my bag.
I like sack works too.
It's actually
it's
better.
even better.
Actually, that was Gerald Ford's line.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nibble my bag.
Places you may want to go, ladies, to places where men outnumber women. This is if you're indeed interested in a man, that is. So.
Vasectomy center.
Chances are going to be more men than women there. So she says a local pub rather than the glitzy bar that attracts girls looking, hopefully, out from behind a cocktail. A gym that has a heavy weights section rather than one that targets the yoga crowd, which kind of goes back to that first thing we said.
So you don't want to go to a real meathead gym. If you go to, I think, like a CrossFit or like a lot of women are into now getting into sort of the more powerlifting line for a good exercise. So that might be a good option.
But a pub rather than a meat market bar.
Right.
So I saw this Instagram video not that long ago, and it was advertising Kavanaugh's. And I love Kavanaugh's. This is a great place. But it was for their nightlife, and it was showing off what a cool club it is at night. And they clearly not aimed towards me in their demographic, but it was people in their 20s, all good looking, all having a really great time. And I was just like, it boggles my mind that anybody ever goes to places like that to meet, and they do. I just don't know how anyone ever is able to actually have a conversation, or if that doesn't matter whatsoever.
There is, and I know completely what you're saying.
I mean, I'm 46,
even then, though, when you want to communicate and it's so loud or so
I've never gotten
cacophonous, and that
I used to do that. I mean, it was hard, but I used to totally be in the clubs all the time.
Did you lean in and do the yelling thing?
Yeah, totally.
Man.
You would have to
I like you!
Yeah, you would have to yell. We were doing shots, and it was a different atmosphere. I mean,
what are you reading these days?
Yeah. That's what we talked about.
I am a dog. It doesn't stink. It's called Blue Emu. It's great for joint pain, but you can't smell it. So William Devane advises we invest in gold.
Advice? Other places?
I use a jitterbug phone because the display is much bigger.
Wait, what?
The jitterbug! When the grandkids call!
Ladies can go to meet men if you're looking to actually meet in person and not be at a bar where you're screaming like that. She recommends a rally. So you're not going to be waiting long to join one. This weekend, Extinction Rebellion march through central London. Plenty of climate-aware, smiley hippie types out in force if you were looking. So there's always some type of a gathering of types. You can find those. All right, Steve, this one, she actually recommends a hardware store.
A hardware store.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'll tell you what, I've met a lot of great guys at hardware stores. I always have questions.
I've been with Casey. I've told you before. I have been with Casey in a hardware store where he just goes up to random people.
Yeah. They're not random. They're
Explain.
random to you, but
they're people you've never met before that don't work there. They're random
I have
people.
eyed these people up. I have judged them by the way they look. They are not random. I'm like, this guy looks like he can help me out. Right?
Just friends you haven't
and
met
he'll walk
yet.
up and say something like
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. Real quick, I want to throw a butt plug out there. I got some shout outs too, but I got to do these quickly. This one says, hey guys, I know you're excited about, did I already do this one? On January 23rd, we're beginning our local acoustic music tour to raise funds towards the American Cancer Society Pancreatic Cancer Research, which unfortunately took my mom away from me. Other than raising funds, the purpose of the tour is for people to come out to the shows. No cover charge. That's right. I did mention this. All about good vibes. This is from Sketchy Rufus, because I remember him saying Sketchy really missed their mother, and pray that nobody will feel what this is all about. The Engine House Bar and Restaurant is where that's happening, and that is going to be that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. So gave that a plug. Just a little reiteration of that butt plug. Then a couple of shout-outs real quick. This one says, hey, Presbo, heartbroken and hoping at any point this week you could give a shout-out to my Aunt Sissy and my cousin Chrissy on behalf of my cousin Kyle Sagzicki, who passed away on Thursday. He had a heart of gold and brought joy to everyone he met. It wasn't always easy for them, but they were a great mom and sister to Kyle, and I just wanted them to know how much Kyle loved them. Thank you, and that's from Cousin Billy. So he wants to send a shout out that way. Here's another one. It says, hey, my name's Sherilyn, or Sherby Cream Cheese on YouTube, and I was wondering if I could request a big juicy shout out for my fiance Kevin/KB. Unfortunately, on Monday afternoon, he was involved in a really bad car crash. He is in the ICU. He is getting better each day, but we have a long road to go. He's a fighter and the strongest man I know. And I know that he'll keep pushing forward, as he always says. And I just want him to know that we're all thinking about him every day and rooting for him to get better, and that he is loved immensely. We are big fans of the show. We got to meet you guys at the Camp Out for Hunger, and Sherby sent some pictures over to me as well. So here's that shout out. And good luck, Kevin. Speedy recovery, my friend. Last one is, hey, Preston, can you send a shout out to my brother Hans from his brother Ari? January 20th was his 57th birthday. He installs hardwood floors and is probably working in the Rittenhouse Square area. That's from Ari, and it says, P.S. Casey, in your hot chocolate, try adding a spoon of vanilla ice cream. You're welcome. Oh. So as a shout out to you as well for Hans from Ari. All right, got those done. Now we can get to the bizarre file, and let's serve it up hot.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
P-File this morning brought to you by Horizon Services. They offer same-day emergency service. No emergency fees. You can book now at horizonservices.com. Help is on the way. Police in British Columbia say a 22-year-old driver was pulled off the road after he was caught speeding in a vehicle that was, quote, held together with duct tape and wishful thinking.
Was heading to the Cardboard Classic.
The early model Acura featured makeshift modifications, including rebar and duct tape in place of a rear window, and a welded gate latch to keep the driver's side door shut.
You've seen stuff like this.
So, according to Corporal Michael McLaughlin of the British Columbia Highway Patrol, he said it looked like it had been chewed up by Robosaurus. Police said that the driver was stopped on Highway 3. He was clocked traveling 130 kilometers in an 80-kilometer zone. And the guy said it's amazing that this particular car could go that fast without disintegrating. Said the owner had put in some effort to hammer out the dents and spray paint the repairs, but his car was not roadworthy.
Do you think this vehicle is roadworthy? I do. I really do.
Police ordered the vehicle removed from the road pending completion of a long list of repairs. The driver was issued a ticket for excessive speeding, was offered to fix all mechanical defects before having the vehicle inspected. A St. Louis man will appear in court for allegedly breaking into a building owned by Anheuser-Busch. A security guard was making his rounds on the campus when he found a man identified as Theron Bailey Kent asleep on a couch in the building. 2 guards detained him and called police upon the report. They learned that he had damaged a beer cooler and stole several servings of beer. So he got drunk and passed out. And they found him. He also damaged an interior door frame. Police said the security footage shows Kent climbing under the south gate and entering the south door building. They charged him with second-degree burglary and first-degree property damage. He thought he was in the hog.
Yes, of course.
A New Hampshire man enrolled as a student at Coastal Carolina University in South Carolina is facing burglary charges after he allegedly broke into homes near the school's campus and poured queso dip on someone's television and furniture.
Is this one house, or was this his modus operandi?
There's more than one in this story. Alec Arenello is charged with 3 counts of first-degree burglary in connection with the break-ins, which occurred in the early morning hours January 14th. He's been released on bail. Officers responded to a residence for a report of breaking and entering. When they arrived, they met with the caller who told them that the man, he and his girlfriend were sleeping. The girlfriend woke up and a man was standing in their bedroom. The man noticed the caller and his girlfriend waking up and left the bedroom. The caller then told police he locked his bedroom door, not knowing if the intruder might be armed. Eventually, they heard him leave the residence. He woke up his roommates, who began checking the neighborhood. They located the intruder a few houses away in a black SUV, and he eventually left the area. So the caller returned to his house, found that the guy had gone through his fridge, removing items including queso, eggs, and salsa. He then poured the queso on the TV and furniture in the living room, smashed the eggs on the floor, and flipped furniture over. Now, after interviewing the caller, police said they noticed a black Jeep with New Hampshire plates parked in the area that was not there when officers arrived. A man, later identified as Arenello, emerged from the woods.
Hi. I was in the woods.
Police told him to stop, at which point he ran. Officers set up a perimeter.
Back to the woods.
And they were able to get him. But here's the deal. Several other residents showed up at the scene shortly thereafter and said that Arenello had also broken into their homes. And I love the way this is worded here. One person said Arenello had broken into their home and stolen a marijuana bong.
A marijuana bong.
Okay.
Another said he had broken in and poured maple syrup over their television speakers and throughout the house.
Okay, so he's diversifying.
He is.
Yeah.
A third person said that Arenello had attempted to make entry but couldn't get in because the doors were locked. He then went to a neighbor's house, tried to get in there, and met with another locked door. 2 other residents reported similar break-ins. Inside Arenello's vehicle, police found golf clubs, a marijuana bong, a Corona bar light, all of which were collected as evidence.
If you need me, I'll be in the woods.
Yeah. All right. And Case, how are we doing on time?
We're okay. You can do one more.
I know
story.
we have a guest coming up. So our guest is here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more story, a short one, and then we will wrap it up. A Memphis woman says that she was arrested after refusing to let AT&T workers install fiber optic cable in a yard she cares for. The woman, who is a caregiver for the homeowner, said the owner was worried that the work would disturb a large tree that could fall on the house. And when police asked if she would give permission, she said no. She claims an officer then told her that she would be arrested, but nobody could tell her what the charge was.
Yeah.
She has no prior criminal record and is due back in court on February 3rd. They arrested her for not allowing AT&T to come in and put in fiber optic
So
cable.
is that some bizarre interpretation of eminent domain?
I do not know. All right, but she was arrested. There you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, like we said, we got some guests arriving, and our first one will be here when we return. We're going to have actress Kali Reis stop by.
Yeah.
Really cool movie called Mercy is in theaters tomorrow. And Bert Kreischer is going to be on the program in a little bit, too. So we'll break and come back. Stay with us. How to build a fence.
Yeah.
How to put in a ceiling fan.
Yeah. Stuff like that. And then he'll ask questions about and
let's
strike up a conversation. And that is a great way. And I know you've hooked up with a lot of guys.
A lot of guys that way. I had a guy come over last summer.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was great, man. I love what you did with your tongue, but I'm married. I know you're married. We can't do this.
Don't catch any feelings.
Don't get attached. I'm a loose cannon.
She said they attract lots of men, and you got plenty of excuses to strike up a conversation. Can you help me choose which picture or glue or paint I need?
I can go that for you.
Yes, we all know women are just as good at do-it-yourself, but a bit of pretending won't make you a traitor to feminism.
3 testicles.
No, I'm just looking for a ceiling fan. I could see. So it isn't. Yeah, that could work.
You'd have to hang around all day.
You're like
I've seen
a Home Depot hooker.
I've seen people in hardware stores, and I'm one of those people in hardware stores. You don't want to come up to me, and So anyway, but if you hang out, if you loiter at the hardware store, maybe you got a shot. She also says a coffee shop is a good spot. If you spot someone you like the look of, note the time they arrive for their morning coffee. We are creatures of routine. Turn up the next day and the next at the same time, and make eye contact and smile. And the next thing you know, you're chatting comfortably.
In a cafe, a classic cafe where they have like Wi-Fi, or you might have that sort of situation where you'll see people sitting at their tables, working on things or whatever.
Did you guys ever continue to show up somewhere because you knew somebody was going to be there, or you had hoped that somebody would be there?
I'm sure that I have.
An employee.
Oh, yeah. There was a girl.
He's here.
Nah, there was a girl that worked when I was early in my radio career, and she worked at this grocery store. And I would go there. She worked at a counter that served like hot food and stuff like that. So I had a reason to go there because I was hungry. But I would go there specifically to see
Didn't you
her.
walk past her with a whole bunch of meats and stuff under your shirt? And
I told her it was a fraternity prank that I was doing.
Nothing for me today, thanks. Yeah, Baskin Robbins, man. That's where the cute girls in high school worked. And so, I mean, a different kind of vibe case, but we would go there all the time. And I had a really cute golden retriever. And so I would take the dog over. None of it ever worked, but I tried.
Right.
I gave it a shot.
You know what? You got to feel bad for the girl at work that's not interested because she is chained to that location. And has no choice but to.
More free samples, please.
Yeah.
Man, I went to Cali every single Saturday night. No, not Saturday night, Wednesday night. And you would think because it was a cover charge of $5 and then 25-cent drink. Cali. It's not, well, I think RP McMurphy's is now closed. It was across the street from them in Dade Mall. But like I would go there because specifically there was this girl, short blonde hair, who just did not want to give me the time of the day. But
you tried.
I tried.
Yeah. Just by being there.
Just by being there. I think I offered to buy her a drink, 25-cent drink a couple of times.
Hey, 2 bits, no problem.
Here's $1. I'm going to buy you 4 drinks.
Yeah. All right. Another opportunity, ladies, for you to meet men through volunteering. She says, this is according to the author, Tracy Cox is her name. God knows there's plenty of organizations that would welcome your help, and he's likely to be nice as well. Offered to be the person who registers everyone, welcomes them to the event, and you'll meet all potentials. Live music events, and then she goes on to say, like waiting in line somewhere, so on and so on. So anyhow, here you go. Ladies, how do you let them know you're interested?
All right.
And she gives some advice.
How do ladies telegraph that they're interested? And Marissa and Kathy, pay attention. We want these rated.
She said, women are great on picking up subtle body language clues. Men, not so much. So keep it simple and overt.
Okay.
So make it clear. These are 5 body language clues that men recognize most.
So you do you spread your legs and do the hatchet chop?
Oh, my God.
So she says, don't just use one, use them all. So here's one of them. Stand close and face him.
Mm-hmm.
That way he can't help but see you. Make lots of eye contact. It's the most obvious flirting signal of all.
Should you rapid fire blink?
No, I don't think so. Make sure that your body language is open. Uncross your arms, relax your shoulders,
Spread your
and
legs.
Turn your torso to face him.
Okay.
These are all sort of seductive, or not, if not seductive, inviting.
Yes. There's one on here that I really, that's like, okay.
I don't think they're
definitely interested.
giving you guys enough credit, though. If somebody's making eye contact with you or comes over to talk, I
can tell in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That's how I got free French fries from this girl at Burger King in college.
Maybe, but then again, I might be going. Then again, I might be wrong. Maybe she's just being nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So she says, smile directly at him, to know that you want to chat him up. And then this is the one that would do it for me. Look down at the floor and then up to meet his eyes again.
You're on the radio, aren't you?
That's
I recognize that voice.
Wait, why?
Kathy, you want me to do it?
Williams is running for mayor?
Yeah, I want to know why.
Do it. Because this. All right, this is what I'm envisioning. All right, I'm going to do it to you.
Oh, God, I'm going to be creeped
So
out.
here we go.
No,
that's it.
Let me take my glasses off. Let me do it again. Hang on. I want the cameras to get this. Should I do it at the camera?
You look up, so Nick Murphy can cover it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Kathy's got a boner.
No, that's too much.
All right.
Stop it.
What's your go-to subtle, inviting look? There's a great scene in the Batman where Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman is walking along.
She's real seductive.
And so the Batman says, "Look back at him." She goes, "If I look back at him, he's gonna he's going to think their connection's going to take place. All right. And she does it. She turns back, and he gets up and walks over. Here we go.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's got that.
The look back is definitely that's a big
look. Yes,
like a second look at
that.
that.
She saw him once, she passes
as if you're walking.
Yeah,
away.
Right. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Yeah.
Oh god. Also, she's Zoe Kravitz. So
I also feel like a subtle touch of the arm.
Yes,
you know?
well, any kind of contact
with your tongue.
Yeah. Any kind of contact is definitely gonna.
Ooh, that's wet. Your tongue's wet.
Give me a semi for sure.
So you're saying
too much?
Yeah, a little.
Sort of a demure look down and look up, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Especially if the head stays down and just the eyes come up. And then a little blinky. I keep looking right at her when I do that.
That would be like, for me, there's something I don't like about you. Like, I'm checking your whole
Why
body.
don't we leave this place and go find a Ramada?
Not the head tilt. Not that. Yes, you got it. But like, if I were to just like eye you from head to toe, like, wouldn't you think what is she looking at?
Yeah.
Like elevator eyes up and down that whole thing, or
like if I went like.
Well, yeah, like that. There's like zero interest in your expression at all.
Cold, dead eyes.
Yeah,
really.
totally.
I was smiling.
She hates God. This poor woman is brain dead.
Maybe because if I'm looking you head to toe, there is something.
Wait, Preston, real
probably.
quick. Like that moment though, where you feel that connection when they make that look at you, and it doesn't happen often in life, but when it does, there's something very, very palpable about it.
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
and for me anyway, whenever it's happened, it's a sensation that it's like a York peppermint patty. Like I feel it throughout my entire body, and I'm like, oh my God, I actually have a shot with this person.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got that look from my wife, from Claire. When we were just the first couple of times we'd encountered each other.
There's that,
and I'm like,
Steve, like there's that double take, right? Like you look at her, and then she looks back at you,
right?
And then you do it again,
right?
And you're like, holy crap, I think she might like me.
We wet.
So like we wet. Is that what you said? So what do you do? All right, let's say you have that connection. What do you do? This is for women. This is advice for women. And she says, make the approach yourself. If he is not coming over to you, make the approach yourself. Walk confidently up to him, smile into his face, and say, well, I figured one of us should make a move after that eye contact.
Oh,
yeah. You know, we're in such a cynical time that everything you say just sounds like a line. You know, so you got to be inventive.
A pretty good line I saw was in a movie. What was it called?
Did you fart?
No. I'm sorry. I smelled something all the way over here.
Something horrible. I thought perhaps you farted. I was across the room and I smelled something that kind of like okra.
Oh,
okra. I thought perhaps you're from New Orleans and farted.
Wow.
That's a really obscure line.
Listen, if you're trying to stand out from everyone else,
she's telling me that she thinks I'm from New Orleans.
You may want to try that.
She thinks I'm from New Orleans.
There was a movie with. Anyway, I forgot who it was. Anyhow, so these two people made this eye contact. They kind of show it back and forth, a little smile, and eventually he goes over and says, "Hey, I thought I would just come over and say hello because we had a little connection."
Right,
and he kind of gestured to his eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good line if you did indeed have that little connection. But anyhow.
I mean, your good eye.
She says, how do you start a conversation? Here's tips. And remember, still, I want to eventually get to the secret signs that he's ready for sex because I think you guys are going to like this. So take a deep breath and smile. This part is easier than you think, she says. Don't stress about what to say. 80% of someone's impression of you and the first sentence you utter has virtually nothing to do with what you're saying. It's whether you've said it with passion, a smile, and a friendly look.
That takes the weight off of... don't say something ridiculous or that's going to turn somebody. We realize you're both kind of trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so concentrate on getting that right, she says, and it's just a smile and a friendly look mainly is what you want to do.
Smile and a Coke.
And she says the best chat-up line is simply one which is appropriate to the situation you're in and something not too challenging. If you're in a sandwich shop and standing in line next, the best thing since sliced bread, sorry, couldn't resist. You're going to sound like an idiot if you come out with, you look like an angel who's dropped from heaven. Better Shirley
I like
say.
liverwurst.
Wait, what?
Do you like liverwurst?
Liverwurst?
It's one of my favorite meat products. I suspect the other one is in your pants.
She says,
I'll take a pound of whatever you got between your legs.
You may want to try something like, have you eaten here before? I can't decide between the chicken or tuna.
And then, oh, God.
Yeah. You want some tuna?
On 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. Our in-studio guest is a stunningly beautiful badass who is promoting the film Mercy, which is going to be in theaters tomorrow. And I mean that in every sense of the word, badass. She's held 6 titles in professional boxing and 2 world championship titles in 2 different weight classes, is what I'm trying to say. And then segued into acting. It has been very successful there. The True Detective series was absolutely amazing. And she lives in South Philly. This is awesome. Please welcome Kali Reis.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Great to have you. You first came on my radar in True Detective. And which Casey and I here watched it pretty much the same time together. And we both came in and were like, have you seen this badass gal on this? And so then we did a dive into, who you were and what's your story. And it's so impressive what you've done with your life so far. And you're probably just getting started as far as I can tell.
Yeah, this was, originally starting with boxing and kind of getting into acting kind of by accident. A happy accident, and True Detective was my 3rd job. First TV show, third
job with Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
And I failed to mention at the top, nominated for a Primetime Emmy, Golden Globe, Critics' Choice Award as well, and a few others on top of that. So you came out swinging.
I did. I mean, I can't do any. I don't know any other way.
Well, we want to talk about Mercy, obviously, which is what you're promoting, which is now you've gone from Jodie Foster to Rebecca Ferguson and Chris Pratt, and a great cast in this. So, I mean, it seems to me that you said boxing found you, and it seems to me that boxing and your training for it and how you have learned to adapt and roll with the changes has informed everything you've done from there on in. Could any of this have happened without boxing in your life?
Absolutely not. I mean, I give everything to boxing. Boxing found me at a point of my, adolescence when I really needed something different. Coming from a sport background, coming from a very artistic, musically inclined family, but I played team sports, but there was a lot of things that were going on that boxing kind of saved me from. It was the first time I had something that I was only paying attention to that one thing. If I was jump roping, I was jump roping. I wasn't thinking about all the other things that was going on in my life at the time. And it's given me a lot of opportunities. I've traveled the world. It's taken a lot from me. I've missed weddings, funerals, graduations, events, holidays, birthdays, all the above. But
that's how it works, though.
It's sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I got found because I boxed and what I boxed for and what I represent. That's how I got found with acting. So I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for boxing.
And you had a guy who's kind of your customato who kind of said to you while you were boxing, you're going to be an actor.
Yes, that was my...
out of the blue.
Out of the blue. I mean, he's known me since I was, 13, 14 years old. Dr. Roland Estrada back in East Providence, Big Six Boxing Academy. I call him Pop. Everybody calls him Pop.
Yeah.
But he's, this is gonna be means to an end, kid. You're gonna be a model. You're gonna be an actor. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And he's like basking in all of this now. He's like, I told you. I'm like, yeah, you did.
Is he demanding a percentage now at this point, or is
no, he's kind. He just, as long as I keep him posted. I go by the gym every time I'm in Rhode Island and just I talk to him all the time. He's so proud. He calls me randomly when he's with a patient. He's an eye doctor, and he's like, I'm with so-and-so. I just want them to say hi to you. I was talking about you. So as long as I pick up the phone, he's fine.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
As you dig deeper into information about you, Kali, there's some really interesting things about your family, too. So your dad, a musician, played keyboards with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yes, he was part of the Funky Bunch.
Wow.
Yes.
That's impressive. So then is Mark Wahlberg a part of your life at all? Have you ever met him or know him?
He used to come to our house to rehearse the whole Funky Bunch. He used to come
the
to
whole
the house.
friggin' Funky Bunch.
The whole Funky Bunch. They used to be like, I have 2 older brothers and like 8 years older than me, so they were like teenagers when they were coming over. So that was their in for all the girls, and they used to be outside with the signs. But he's had the same manager since my father's known him, so I still actually speak to him. I haven't done any projects with him yet, But I do.
So he knows that now acting is in. Obviously, you've gotten the acclaim, and obviously he is a mover and shaker and a producer.
Yep.
It's nothing as of yet, but we can assume that it might happen down the road.
I feel like it's inevitable. It
Yeah.
has to. Like the Funky Bunch got to reunite via me.
Funky Bunch the movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, let's talk about Mercy because it stars Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson, who's like a total crush of mine. I love her to death. But the concept of this looks pretty wild. It looks like the world is delved even deeper into lawlessness, and Chris Pratt's character tries to reel it in with this really radical idea of justice, right?
Correct.
Okay, can you explain a little bit about that?
Sure. It's called Mercy. So this concept is this Mercy Court is run by an AI judge, played by Rebecca Ferguson. And if you are caught and accused of a capital crime, then this AI, you go into this Mercy Court and you have 90 minutes to prove you're innocent. So you are guilty until proven innocent. And the thing is, you have the access of everything that was, to prove you guilty. You have access to all this information, to this municipal cloud that everybody has to register to. And if you can't prove your innocence, you can't get your innocent percentage below a certain percentage, then you're executed.
So no lawyer, nobody represents you.
No.
You have to
represent
present your case, and if you can't do it, they kill you right
And you
there on the
have
spot.
all the information, all CCTVs, phones, records, everything that you could prove your innocence if you are innocent.
As with true science fiction and effective science fiction and good speculative fiction, this is right on the cusp of where we are right now. Yes. Because, and I know Timur is I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Right, but he is, he's very visual. Mm-hmm. He's done stuff like this. And the incorporation of screens everywhere and cameras everywhere. I mean, even in the trailer, you see, this isn't a leap of logic or anything. This kind of surveillance exists now.
Absolutely.
Where you're getting scanned 9 million different ways when you walk outside. And he's Chris Pratt he's been accused of killing his wife. So there's an element of The Fugitive and a little bit of Minority. Oh, some solid movies here.
Yeah.
But the 90 minutes, what I didn't realize is that if you can't prove your innocence, you're executed.
You're executed.
That's the gamble. Wow.
And what character do you play?
I play Detective Jack Diallo. I am Chris Pratt's partner.
Okay.
So I'm the only other one that's basically, he calls me in his 90 minutes to try to work the case and try to help him out. I'm the boots on the ground. I'm literally in the air. There's a thing called a quadcopter that I'm still trying to get from Amazon that I really want.
They look cool.
It's really cool. So I play his badass partner, Jack Diallo, and I'm trying to help him out in his 90 minutes.
Was he easy to get along with?
Absolutely.
I believe it.
He's one of those people that you hope he's like, you think he's like in person. And when you meet him, you're like, oh, man, he was really cool to work with.
So he's Star-Lord. He's
Star-Lord in the flesh. And even Rebecca Ferguson, we didn't have much work none of us really had work in the same space, especially me and Chris was mostly over like the phone and everything.
Yeah.
But she's hilarious.
Is she not so cool? We've had her here before, and I was a little intimidated before she came in because she's played some serious, intense roles. And she was loose and fun and just chill, man.
Really down to earth.
Yeah,
she
that's
also
cool.
does. If you've seen online, there's a meme of her biting her upper lip that has become legendary.
she's
But so with these people, you had a good experience with Jodie Foster as well.
I did.
But I was reading an interview with her. You're talking about being a realist and knowing that, people. Sometimes there's stories about people. Well, let me ask you, when Jodie Foster walks in the room and you're a young, this is one of your earliest jobs, do you get a little weak in the knees? Does your boxing help you to pull it together? How do you process one of the great actresses as a co-star of yours now?
And when she walked in the room, I've been a fan of Jodie since I was a kid. Silence of the Lambs. I loved Panic Room. All of this. Contact was my movie. So when I found out that I got the role, I was excited but terrified because they're like, Jodie Foster's going to sound like, what? I got nauseous. I'm like, oh my God, how do I even pull this off? But she walked in the room. I had 30 seconds. Like, oh my God. But in boxing, you have to play it cool. So I was like, hey, nice to meet you. Put my hand out. And she's so tiny, but she has this big presence about her. And she's so down to earth. She's kind. She's funny as well. So she was so interested in my process too. So I did have a moment, but then I held it together.
You pulled it back.
All right. I loved your season of True Detective. It was so great. It just kept me coming back for more. But as a newer actor, there's pretty intense sex scene in that that you had to participate in.
There is.
Was that I mean, that's all new to you. How uncomfortable, strange at first? I mean, you did a great job at it, but was it a lot of work to be able to pull that off?
Those scenes are nothing more than a choreographed dance. Honestly, there's nothing sexy about a sex scene. It's all, there's a million people in the room. There's specific points you have to hit. There was part of the storytelling is if it makes sense for the story, and it did for that character, I learned a lot. And I learned the choreograph, I learned the technicals part of it, and I had a very, it was a very comfortable scene as far as everybody being very supportive, including my scene partner, but there's nothing romantic about it. It's just a choreographed dance. It was like a real quick, and you get the job done, you move on kind of
But
thing.
I guess when you walk in at first, if you're like, oh God, this is going to be weird, but a couple minutes into it, it's work, right?
It's just all work.
Yeah.
There's nothing touching. There's there's a lot of space between things. So there wasn't, it was a very, and being somebody who just started, being someone who's married, being all those boxes checked, I made sure that I understood everything and that it was going to be comfortable, because if I wasn't comfortable with it, then I couldn't perform. So it's like I said, it's just a choreographed dance, and we got through it and we moved the hell on. And I was like, thank God that day's over. I don't want to do this ever again.
Did you watch the series?
I did watch the series. I got to see before it came out, like the final cuts. I actually sat there, I watched it. I watched the first 3 episodes and then the last 3 during editing in 2 days. And it was just, I was blown away by the whole series. I couldn't wait to see everybody else's work. We had an amazing cast, so I was really excited to see it. I read it, then seeing it, it especially being the subject it was around from, the indigenous perspective, I was really proud of it. As long as the community that I'm representing, because although I'm indigenous, I'm not from Alaska, I'm not Dominican, I'm not Inuit, I'm not Nupiaq. I am what I am, but, we had the support of the entire community, so I was really excited to see it.
That's great. And being in Alaska, one of the benefits had to be the Northern Lights.
Well, we shot in Iceland.
Oh, you did? You get Northern Lights there, too.
We get it big time. It was a blessing. We had so many people from Alaska and Greenland, some indigenous people that came over to kind of create this whole...
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then we actually...
I guess snow looks like snow wherever you are.
Snow is snow, man. Snow is snow. But we did go to Alaska in the summertime. Me, Jody, and my husband went to Alaska. They're like besties. It's actually hilarious.
adorable.
Yeah, and we went to Alaska for about a week just to kind of see these different towns that inspired this fake town Innocent.
It's Alaska's a wild. I mean, obviously, in every sense of the word, it's like one of those places. One of the big first vacations my wife and I took was to Alaska, and it is the ultimate contrast. You're seeing this beautiful terrain that were you out where you're looking, you'd be dead in a little bit of time. But it's brutal and sublime at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is so cool.
You mentioned being indigenous, and I apologize if I mispronounce this. Seekonk Wampanoag tribe?
Almost. Seekonk Wampanoag.
Seekonk Wampanoag.
Wampanoag, yeah.
Wow. With that community, with your high-profile nature now and rising up through boxing and now through acting, are you one of the more high-profile people to represent that indigenous group?
Absolutely, and it's very interesting because we won't go there, but our history doesn't teach us all the history. So what you learn about Native American history is not my history. I come from first contact tribes. I come from New England, so it's an interesting thing when even in your own indigenous community where they question you because I'm mixed. I'm Cape Verdean. I'm Black. I have so many things, but I'm also indigenous, and I'm really proud of the tribe and the area I'm from. But I get questioned quite a lot.
That's so bizarre. So you lose a little bit of cred in some of the community because of you have mixed blood, so to speak.
Mixed blood, and also you get down to the federal recognition and state recognition and all that, and it's very a colonial type of way to think about. But where we come from, it's like who your people. That's how we identify.
Yeah.
But in today's age, we're so caught up with status and how much and the blood quantum and all this other stuff. So it's an interesting thing. But all I ever do is just try to bring awareness to our people, no matter who's. My slogan, or quote unquote slogan, I kind of went with boxing is fight for all nations. I do exactly what in that ring what we've done for centuries. So
I think there've been a handful of people who have been indigenous who've gone on to acting. Graham Greene,
yep.
right? Yeah, and in Josie Wales, another one, but they were few and far between. So do you feel a little bit of the weight of that on you, or is it something that you?
It's pride.
It's pride.
I
Yeah.
mean, as of right now, too, Lily Gladstone. She's the first
That's
Indigenous
right.
person
Yes.
to win a Golden Globe. She's I would like to say actor friend of mine, and just another known woman that's intelligent, very very talented. So I feel like I'm amongst many because unfortunately there are so many artists out there, so many actors that we don't know much of. But I feel like we're in a time where you're going to start seeing a lot more, especially after Reservation Dogs, with such a great series, and there's so many Indigenous actors, creators, directors, writers, everything. So I think swinging the door open and holding it open for all these artists to come through.
Did you watch the Lowdown or see anything about the Lowdown?
I started the
Okay.
Lowdown. I love Starlin. Starlin's a friend of mine, and he got a second season coming, so I didn't finish it, but it's good.
So it's funny you say, how do you phrase it? Which people are you? What people are you?
I'm from the Wampanoag. So
no, is that how you identify? When you see somebody else?
Who are your people?
Who are your people?
Who are your people?
Okay. So we have something similar here. It's what's your parish?
I like that.
So now that you live in the Philadelphia area, it's what's your parish?
All right, I got it.
It's what's your parish, who's your people, who's your daddy. Those are the three.
All right. I like that. I'm going to remember that now.
I wanted to ask because of obviously you had you did actually study criminology for a little bit. Was that something that you? And so obviously that fit into the True Detective. With Mercy, is there a lot of tech talk that you're responsible for, or because it's high tech stuff?
Yeah.
Is that something that can be because we're big fans of the show The Pit, and that's all medical stuff. Do you look at that on the page and go, "Oh, mother of God," or do you take to it pretty quickly?
We had the benefit of working with actual LAPD homicide detectives and actually really picking their brains and understanding, especially because me and Chris weren't in the same room. We had to understand what our partnership was like.
Right.
So we picked their brains as far as technical stuff. How would you guys treat each other? And we did a deep dive into that. But there were on the page I gotta say, what around who? So it was just more or less okay, if this is an everyday thing, this should sound like you said it a million times. What do you guys do? So I really I look to the ones who've done it before, and going back to The Pit, I love that show, and I will only watch it with my best friend, who is actually, she is an emergency room tech. So I watch it with her and I get schooled. It's amazing. So I like to be around people who actually do the thing.
Schooled in a good way? She's correcting things, or she's that's
No, she said this is probably one of the best shows she's seen that gets it right.
Good.
Oh, wow.
Well, she's probably a good interpreter for you because most of the stuff that totally.
Yeah. I'm like, what is it? She's like, well, and she loves her job, and she's like one of my heroes. I swear to God. So, but she's explaining it so happily. So I'm like, I don't know what the sucking the blood thing does. What does that do? Yeah.
But then also, when the doctors there was a tragedy that happened in that first season, but there's also something kind of funny with a fork in that first season. But I had this thing happen to me I was in the emergency room for a little tum-tum, and so we have a doctor, but somebody came in with a gunshot, and the doctor was so mad that they were stuck with us that they didn't get the cool thing.
Yeah, that's what she's like.
Yeah.
When the thing that happens in the film, ruin it for anybody, she's like, oh my God, I would wish I could be. And I understand. She's like, I sound morbid, but she's like, because she loves to help people. And so I understand that. It's a crazy show.
But it's the things you do to have to, both my brothers were law enforcement at some level. And there's certain things you have to do you see so much that you have to be able to shear off when you go home at the end of the day. Yeah. So those, whether they call it gallows humor or whatever, it's how you survive, seeing all that stuff.
That's what Chris would be talking about, especially his character. His character loses a partner, and that enforces us to become partners. So just talking with actual homicide detectives, or even his brother was part of it. He was our kind of our consultant. And he helped me a lot to really understand where you store that, where it comes from, where it comes up in that situation.
All right, so Kaylee, if you're just tuning in, it's Kali Reis who's joining us, and we're talking about the movie Mercy, which opens in theaters tomorrow. Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson star along with Kaylee. You mentioned The Pit. All right, what movie about boxing would you say is one of the more authentic ones that you've seen? Since The Pit is a good representation of that world, what in the world of boxing, from your experience, do you think kind of gets it right?
I would say obviously Raging Bull is one of my, it's a classic. It gets it right. But I will say that the first Creed And the newer Creeds, especially the first one. And I will say where they got me really, and I was like, they got it right. Okay, they had real boxers, they had real announcers, they had real belts. But the realest part of Creed 1 was when he had his gloves on when he was first fighting, and he was like,
cut him off?
No, he said, I got to go to the bathroom. Put his gloves on. I was like, dude, how many times did that happen? So they got it right because they were dealing with actual fight. They used, I think, one of my cut men in one of them.
Is that right?
We're going to real gyms, and Creed got it right, man.
Yeah. Did you ever see Cinderella Man?
I have.
A lot of boxers I've heard, and obviously sometimes you'll go on these YouTube channels where professional boxers or whatever, lawyers, or the Preston sent me a clip of a doctor for addressing the pit. Did that seem to resonate correct? The
story, the story and why he even got his journey and even outside of boxing, because a lot of times they don't touch outside of the ring, and
which
I
is
feel
which is the real story.
That's the real story.
Yeah.
So I think there's quite a few. I mean, obviously the first Rocky, then the fourth Rocky is my favorite, and as a kid, I thought anytime I seen HBO, the Rocky's coming on. But there are the one thing that bothers boxers the most in any boxing movie is not the story; it's the actual boxing. $1 Million Baby. I was just like, bro.
Really?
Oh my! And then when she got the stool thing, that's when they lost me. I mean, it was a good movie, whatever. But the boxing, I was like, oh, they should have called me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and that last fight she has, the other boxer, I'm like, they would have dropped her from the sport for doing that stuff. Period. Bottom line.
And that was Lucy Arakis. She's one of my idols, and I was like, they should have called me.
I could have done that so much better.
Yeah.
There's such a difference between the first Rocky and then the subsequent ones where no one blocks a punch.
No.
Which was one of the things that you'll see in Raging Bull.
Hands are down.
The hands are down.
Yeah.
And you were the first, correct me if I'm wrong, the first female boxer on HBO.
I was.
Wow.
So that is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I'm so upset they stopped boxing. I mean, they only had one other show, maybe up until December of that same year. But they stopped boxing a whole on HBO.
I loved their coverage of boxing. I thought it was great. They had a great group, and I used to watch that all the time.
I was lucky enough to get on there before. I'd be the first female fighter, and then I started in one of their shows. So I'm not the only, but I believe I'm the first boxer, male or female, that's ever fought on a network and starred in the show.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask about your facial piercings?
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Kayla before, she has piercings in her cheeks. Obviously not in the movie, although you did wear them in True Detective, which I thought was pretty cool. They look like they hurt.
I mean, if you shoved a nail through your cheek, I'm sure it would. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my most painful piercing, but I've had these for 15 years, and I boxed with them and everything.
Do are the connections on the inside of your mouth?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a big bar. I've had the weirdest questions, but I've had them all the time. Like, if you take them out and you put water in your mouth to squirt out, I'm right. And yes, I've tried, and no, it doesn't.
Okay. Wait, you leave them in when you fight?
So when I actually fight, I have to take everything out. But when I spar, the cheek protectors from the headgear, they go right over, and I wear a mouthpiece so it doesn't hurt my teeth, and I just tape them up. People think I'm nuts, but it works.
Let me ask: is taking them out a personal choice, or is it the rules of boxing that you cannot?
It's a rules. You cannot have anything.
Okay.
You can't have anything piercing. So my husband is also my boxing manager and also a cut man. He does everything. He'll put the adrenaline on them so they don't bleed or anything, and then I'll put them right back in.
Compare and contrast that to. I assume you've been cut periodically, right?
A very small cut.
Okay, and not a walk in the park, I assume, correct? Or is it so numb from the punching that you don't really feel it?
You don't. People always ask me, does it hurt when you get punched? I'm like, no. The day after, you feel like you got hit by a truck. It's not like stubbing your toe. You want to go kick a baby when you stub your toe. It's crazy. But no, it hurts after the fact. You don't really. You're so numb and from the adrenaline and what's going on. You don't have time to think, ow, I need a minute. You hurt me. I mean, it's boxing. You're gonna get hit. It's
How
gonna
do you
suck.
not flinch? How do you not flinch?
It's just, it's an art to me. It's never been, I started when I was a teenager, and, you can't drive angry, but you can't do anything angry. You can't think clearly. You have to think clearly when you're fighting, and it's an art. You have to be calm. You have to have fun in there. It's a chess game. It's a dance. You have to be present.
That's something that eludes a lot of people. The intelligence behind, we were watching footage of Tyson recently, and there is math going on. There is stuff going on. And the palooka who boxes. No. And I would say this, so you're by yourself, you're in the ring. And in many ways, though you have cast members when you're acting, it's you.
Yep.
It's you remembering. And is that an aspect of boxing of acting and boxing that seems familiar to each other in your mind?
Yeah, absolutely. I found so many different parallels, but especially with the preparation. You can go to the gym, hit the bag as many times as you want, but you have to stay present. You also have to make sure you have a good toolbox, because if you go in there thinking that she's just going to throw jabs and she comes out throwing right hands, left hooks, you got to adjust. You know, you can have a game plan going in, but you have to stay present. And you have to be able to react in real time. And you also have to be able to take information from your corner that you're getting and compute really fast.
You're on your feet, literally.
On your feet.
Yeah.
So just the same thing with acting. I can read the lines, I can prep, I can do this and that. But if the actor comes in and does the scene completely different than what you thought, you just have to be present. And that's why I love building my backstories of my characters and just knowing where they came from, where they're going, what their backstory is. So I know that I can say words. People think acting is we're just saying lines and we're just lying. We're actually having real life experiences and made up circumstances.
Watch Jodie Foster act and you know, right?
Yeah.
And you getting all those nominations out of the gate. There's a lot. I love the idea of the backstory. The actors who create backstories.
Did anybody inform you of that as far as creating something about your character, or did you just kind of take that on yourself?
From the first movie I did, Catch the Fair one, I've never had any kind of acting training, anything. And before we shot, a friend of mine, he's a really good friend of mine now. He's the director writer of Catch the Fair one. He sent me to who is now still my acting coach and really good friend, Sheila Gray, out of New York. And I went to a few improv classes, and then she had a couple one-on-ones, and we really worked on kind of where to pull things from, because I've done a lot of emotional roles, but she started me off of building backstories. Like, where do you think she's from? Like, really light. And then I took that and ran with it because I loved it. She told me to give them an animal, give them a zodiac sign. What do you think she does? Does she have a sister? Then we start asking questions. So from there, I love building backstories.
Has that maybe led you on to write something?
I helped write the first movie I was in.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't physically write like in it, but I have so many ideas, and I want to continue writing. And again, I talk about him all the time. And it's my homie, my bestie, my husband. He, like, if I say, hey, I got this character, he's like, so what do you think? Like, I'll to give you an instance, like, he came up with this background story for Navarro. Like, her dad's name is Pepe Navarro, and he was a mechanic, and he did this, and he has all these things. But it helps me because when I'm in these different scenes and, I have to pull for something, or I have that in the back of my head, I can think like the character versus like think like Kaylee.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
I had a question in mind, but with acting, with such a young career, is there something that is just right out there that you're like, I'd really like to take a crack at a straight up comedy, or what's looking really appealing to you on the horizon right now?
Oh man, I want to be a superhero and a villain so bad.
Oh, you'd be awesome.
I really do.
All right, give us the supervillain you'd love to be.
I would just be like just a really badass villain that does really heinous things. I'm not a Marvel DC, like I'm not immersed in it, but I guess I kind of go more towards the DC dark roles and be a villain. Like, I would love to, like, the Penguin was so good.
Did you know that series was
I love that
sensational?
I love that series.
Yeah, get on that.
I would love to. That's my HBO family. I would love to do a comedy too, like a superhero comedy. Like, I love Deadpool.
Yeah.
I love
Tremendous.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
So something along those lines. I would love to do a comedy. I love improv. I think I'm pretty funny.
But you're busy. I mean, you're also doing. We were talking before we started this interview. You were telling us about the promoting that you're doing, and the boxing and the fighting.
Yeah.
How much of your time is consumed with that?
It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's Cohen Promotions has done a couple of shows, and it's a lot of work doing that. But my husband does most of the work with that. It's I have my native name is Many Feathers, Many Talents, Minnequinnog. My mom named me, so she named me right. So, I mean, I'm trying to taking things as they come, and I know things get put in my path for a reason, and I'm open. I want to do everything while I can do everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, will we, if we're around Philly for like at 2300 at the venue, we might see you around there from time to time?
Anytime you see Cohen Promotions, we put shows on 2300 Arena. We have a really good relationship with them. We're just looking at the 2026 calendar. Maybe sometime in the early summer, you'll see a Cohen Promotion show. We are known in Philly to have the best fights on our shows, no matter who the other promoters are around here. No shade, but all the shade. Cohen Promotions is probably the best shows you'll go to.
Okay.
Well, Preston, now that we know that you're here, we can come out to our events. We're doing stuff all the time.
Oh my God, yes, definitely.
For sure.
All right. Well, the big thing though is Mercy, and it's in theaters tomorrow. You'll be able to see that with Rebecca Ferguson and Chris Pratt as well. Anything else acting-wise coming up that we should keep an eye out for?
Yes, definitely. And when you go see Mercy, please go see it in IMAX and 3D. It's like a whole immersive experience.
I love 3D. I love 3D. I'm
Yeah.
so glad it's in 3D. This
It's
is
really
exactly with screens and stuff coming in and out. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, you'll love it in 3D. I actually just wrapped up Resident Evil. I got cast in Resident Evil.
Dude,
nice.
That's
Zach Kreger took a swing at writing. He just, Weapons was amazing,
Weapons, yeah.
and he wrote Resident
Yeah.
Evil.
Didn't know you were in that.
Yeah, man, I got a lot of things go sneaky.
So no, and he took Resident Evil and he kind of tilted it a little bit.
He did.
Weapons was so good. Can you give us a little idea of what you're doing in Resident Evil?
So I am playing a badass, of course. But he took. I played Resident Evil, the first one, way too much. Like I was a gamer. I still play video games when I have time. But I was such a Resident Evil player. So he never seen the movies. He's never watched the movies. He loved the game. So he took a crack at another origin story, and he's a horror person. His camera angles and just his storytelling in a whole. I was happy reading it, and I was happy just to be a part of it. I think you guys are going to be really, really pleased with this one.
Raccoon City in it.
There's a Raccoon City.
Okay.
It's definitely a Resident Evil, but the zombies. I was like, yo, what is in your brain? Why are they? That's gross. Like, what is that?
And
But
he comes from comedy, and then they just found this ability. I have to ask the question: what's your favorite Resident Evil game?
The first one was
The first one
was like, I don't know, it's just nostalgic to me, and I played it so much that my mom was like, "You're playing that game." So I would say the graphics are gnarly now looking at the graphics, but I didn't play past 3. I think I didn't get into it. So
4 is my favorite.
4 is your favorite?
4 is my favorite because I loved Resident Evil, the game, so much. But the one thing that always pissed me off is the angle, the camera angle. The zombie would be coming in the room. Now, you knew if you were the guy with the gun, you could see that zombie, but you couldn't see him in the game.
Yeah.
And that would piss me off.
Yeah.
So 4 gave you over the shoulder.
Okay.
And which was...
I'm going to have to download that one.
It's phenomenal. So just a little advice.
Thank you.
We'll keep an eye out for that, definitely.
And also, too, I just wrapped up a Apple TV show with Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan. It's called 12-12-12. It's a limited series. It should be out the end of this year, and we shot Wind River 2, the sequel, years ago, and it hasn't come out, but they're still working on having that come out. So I'm pretty busy.
You're on fire.
And with some great people. Anthony Mackie's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun working with him too.
That's cool.
It's about a bank heist. It's called 12-12-12, and it was a great script. I absolutely loved it, and I kind of get to play a little opposite of law enforcement.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, Mercy in theaters tomorrow. Do not miss it. Kaylee, it is wonderful to meet you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Kaylee Reis, guys. It's here for it. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. Bert Kreischer joining us in a little while.
Barbecue 2026, Saturday, May 9th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, featuring Godsmack, Alice Cooper, The Hooters, Everclear, plus Des Rocks, Cami Kehoe, Lilac, our local shots opener, The Circus Hearts, and the Preston and Steve Side Stage with live band karaoke with Sidearm. It's always an all-day party, so don't miss out. Early bird tickets start at just $35 to sit your ass in the grass. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com from 93.3 WMMR. Everything that rocks.
Anyway, I'm gonna jump ahead.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna jump ahead because
Get the tuna.
Apparently there are secret signs that he's ready for sex.
Right.
Okay, she says, look for these subtle signs that he's turned on.
He's breathing.
Got a boner.
That he's turned on and ready
massive erection.
before you lean in for that first kiss. All right, so here you go. And I would like someone to illustrate these things, okay?
Okay.
All right, and I can do it if you want to, but he's touching his face more than usual. So
You like this?
Yeah. He's like,
so I would say if you're perhaps like you're doing one of these, or stroking your chin, or prying your eyes wide open with your index fingers and thumbs.
I do this a lot. I rest my my
finger in your nose,
thumb under my chin, and my index finger on the side of my face. Or you're doing that. In case the V with your fingers and sticking your tongue out.
He's just touching his face.
That's all he's doing.
Yep.
All right. His eyes appear shiny and moist.
What?
And
they have to be.
And his pupils are large and dilated.
He's on meth.
He's high.
Yeah.
That's strong.
He has 3 testicles.
I smell lightning.
What? Huh? His eyes are...
Seahorses forever.
His pupils are dilated. When totally aroused, pupils can double in size.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Notice that he's breathing quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so these, might find some of these a little troubling.
His sentences are short and half finished. This is clearly an addict that we're talking to. Yeah, they're short and half finished. His hand, thigh, or knee accidentally touches yours. Okay.
So that's an interesting thing. I think that if your legs, if you're sitting side by side, or you're, that gentle touch as they just sort of by happenstance, that's an indicator. And neither side recoils in terror.
She also says to notice if his thighs are tense.
You have very tense thighs.
Now, how do you do
I
that?
couldn't help but notice that your thighs are very tense. They need a deep tissue massage.
I don't
Do you like liverwurst? I do.
I don't know how
I like pimento loaf.
I guess maybe if they're wearing shorts.
I could see in your tight shorts, your thighs are very tense.
Yep.
Do you have a taut scrotum?
Ooh.
I mean wrinkleless.
Does anybody?
Smooth.
Like billiard balls.
All right, you may notice that his lips are red and swollen.
You look like an idiot. You're making out with a pepper?
His lips are red and swollen.
A texter says these are the same symptoms if you have rabies.
And then finally, his nostrils flare.
That's to me, that's an aggressive.
So
you look like a charging bull.
Yeah. So let's sum this up. His pupils are dilated. He's breathing quickly. His lips are red and swollen, and his nostrils flare.
He's using bath salt.
I'm scared.
He's ready to rip your face off.
Why don't you take this upstairs?
So, ladies, that's what you have to look forward to when a man is interested.
What do you think is one of the best sort of initial exchanges captured in a movie where I was watching Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks, and the way he's conversing with Meryl Streep in that movie is a very, very organic,
very easy
conversation, very easy going. They're not playing roles; they're just themselves.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Where people just all of a sudden, when you slide into a groove very easily, that you can tell. That doesn't mean that an awkward first meeting is that things are off the table.
No,
Sometimes it can work out that way.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting was pretty good with Matt Damon and Minnie Driver.
Where did they? Oh yeah.
The meeting at the bar, and I mean he's a genius.
Matt Damon.
She's into him because of his ability, and then he doesn't go for her right away.
Right. In fact, she comes over to him. That's a great line later on. She's like, "You blew it.
Yeah,
I've been sitting here all night waiting for you to come over here and talk to me."
Yeah,
and she gives him the phone number.
Yeah,
so she made the aggressive move.
He got her number.
Yeah, I got her number.
I like apples.
Yeah.
Do you like liverwurst?
I'm a genius.
What if you had held him? Do you like liverwurst?
Not particularly.
What's this guy talking about?
He's a genius. Go with it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He may be eccentric.
You like liverwurst?
Yeah.
Smart man.
All right. Well, anyhow, meeting men without actually getting out in the real world and meeting men. These are some tips for ladies or men who are interested in getting out and meeting more people. So just thought I'd share.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in
Pass
that.
that info along.
Yeah.
All right. It is there's a hunky man, and it's today's day. Today is his day. It's Thor's Day. And we have your opportunity to win a Thor Love and Thunder prize pack right now. I'll take call number 12 at 215-263-WMMR. You get $60 in Fandango codes and a Thor Love and Thunder t-shirt and a mini poster that comes along to you. And by the way, Thursday is named after Thor. After the Norse god of Thor, believe it or not.
How about that?
Thor's Day is Thursday. So caller number 12, let's get you in there. And the movie opens in theaters everywhere tomorrow. 215-263-WMMR is the number. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. And the Bizarre File. And also we're going to talk to Matt McGinnis from Mystery Science Theater 3000 about Blobfest, which is returning live this year in Phoenixville. We'll be right back. So the last time we had a chance to speak with members of this band, they were in transit. They were on a bus. We had this great conversation.
Fantastic.
And it was our first interaction with the band, and now we've got everybody who is in our studio here. Did everybody else get the emails about excited people that they were coming in today? I got an email from somebody who has rescheduled their vacation around their tour.
Wow.
That is how rabid their fans are. Please welcome Josh, Zach, Travis, and Claudio from Coheed and Cambria this morning. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to see you again. Good morning. Last time, all right, I'm not hearing them coming through here, Rodney. I want to make sure I have this. Hold on a second, Casey.
We will not stand for anything that's inferior.
Yeah, we already had that a few minutes ago. So, no, the last time, Claudio, you were on a bus. We chatted with you. Are you guys, your tour doesn't start just yet, though, right?
No, we're actually headed to Lidditz for dress rehearsals.
I keep hearing great things about that soundstage there. Like, all the bands go there so can you explain to the layperson what it is that you do there?
Well, it's more of like dress rehearsals. So it's really if you have a lot of like, at least from my understanding, because we don't typically go there, but because we have props and video and things like that, it gives like the production a chance to run the system.
And that's what it's the facility's designed to accommodate that.
Yes.
So, yeah, because we've had who is
I mean, the Stones were there.
Yeah.
Fish goes there.
Metallica, Chili Peppers.
Metallica.
Yeah. Are there other places like that in the country, or?
I mean, probably. But I think this is the one we're aware of primarily because our old tour manager lives in that town and now works for the facility.
There you go.
Okay,
we get a discount.
When it comes to the production, so we just played Rush, and I had a chance to talk to Geddy Lee one time, and I'm a lifelong Rush fan, and when I go to the shows, that's one of the things I love. They would put movie screens up. They would have inflatables. They would do these things that were part of the music that was being played as well, to interact and give you this visual as well as audio sense thing. And I'd ask, I'm like, okay, you guys just don't sit down and come up with that stuff yourself, do you? He's like, no, there are people that help out with this. What about with you guys and the production value of your show? Do you have people that listen to the music and go, okay, here's what I envision this looking like?
I wish it was like that. No, so typically I'll draw like a very crude sketch of what I imagine and then like send it off to management, and then they'll find somebody that can, put the pieces together in terms of like financially.
So like if you want a Stonehenge, but you accidentally put the inches instead of feet. Right. Okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Same thing, like, because to me that seems. But you're, and we talked last time, and I've since taken a more active approach in listening to a lot of your stuff, because we love progressive, concept albums, and we love the whole predicate for your musical journey across these different albums, and the sci-fi elements and so on and so forth. But it's got to be hard when you're putting together a show, because it's so in your minds and you've lived with it for so long, in that staging process, to say, how do I convey this thought? Because it's so near and dear to you to at some point say, all right, you do it now. It's got to be hard, right?
Right, absolutely. But, I also understand, like, with trying to put together a production like this, there are going to be limitations. I'm not making like the Star Wars movies.
Right,
so there's
right.
like trying to find these pieces that are really both resemble the story properly and also just the lineage of the band.
Right.
So like picking those things. And so it's a delicate process. That's why it's so hard to just kind of hand off. It needs to work in both domains.
It's amazing when you encounter someone who's very creative and can do that. I think that actually is an evolution in the step of being creative, is to say, to get your people where you can go, okay, now you can, I'm going to pass this along to you, because you have to at some point, because the general product will suffer if you don't have someone doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was curious about, when you are rehearsing for a tour, if when you guys go and you get in this performance space and do it, if you will try to get to where, okay, guys, we're going to run it all the way through from beginning to end as if there's an audience there. Do you try to do that or you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So with similar amount of breaks in between songs, like, you only have a certain amount of time, you go right into this other song. And then obviously you do that for a little while once you get out on the road and you've perfected it a few shows into that.
Yeah, I mean it's really
because some people. I'm sorry to interrupt, but some people I think like Pearl Jam is kind of like, all right, here's the set list for tonight. Here's what we're gonna do.
You don't have kind of that luxury.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, but to that point, I mean, how long into a tour routinely does it take before you've got the product the way you want it?
Oh, that's a good question.
And I just reduced what you do to a product.
right. With lights and programming and whatever that is, that usually takes a couple of weeks. But for us, it is. We got to understand our bodies, and there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of action. We don't just sort of rely on the visuals.
Right.
Coheed has been a very energetic band. The 20 years we've been one. So it's we need to take that into consideration. We don't, or just our health,
Right.
So that's why we run it front to back, is to make sure that we can breathe.
Claudio, as an artist, I'm curious as to how do you know when something is finished? Be it a song or a stage production or whatever. Like, because so much artistic vision goes into it, and I think artists sometimes don't know, am I done with this? Did I do it the way that I wanted to do it? So how do you know, all right, I'm done now, and now I can move on to the next one?
It's tough because you're never really done, right? Like I want to say it's safe to say with this last record, I feel pretty complete just because the music has been around for so long. But typically the music is alive for a moment. You record it, you put it out, and you can't help but sit and sort of nitpick it and think about the things that you could have done better. That happens. So. But usually for me, when I know a song is done, is when I'm pretending I'm Josh. Yeah. And I'm slamming air drums, and I'm getting super emotional.
You're hearing it as an audience member, basically.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Josh, your drummer, and when we spoke to you last, you said you made an interesting comment. And I wish I had the exact quote, but Steve, I think you had asked him, if there was something you wish people appreciated more about the band or something like that. And I think you said something along the line, I wish they knew even more so what a great drummer Josh is. Yes. So he gave you this big time love on our program, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw it. It was incredible.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We've all been playing music together for a very long time and in different bands, and when I first saw Josh play, he was playing in a band with his brother, and I just remember being so fixed and fascinated on him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it would just be incredible to one day play with him. And I think we had one night had a few beers together, and we were maybe taking a pee or on the side of the house. And I said to him, and mind you, Josh's brother and their band was signed. They were off and going to do something. And I had said to him, one day we're going to play in a band together. And he was probably you're crazy.
You were 15 years old.
Yeah.
You were 15?
Hey, on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. I have a new character, the Recaller.
The Recaller?
Yeah. Yes.
Recaller!
No, I just saw it. Every now and then I see some recalls, and I'm like, okay, just kind of package those together.
It's nice to know. One more time, Case?
Yeah,
sure.
The Recaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recaller!
The FDA is warning consumers about previously recalled tuna that accidentally shipped to stores across several states.
Uh-oh.
According to the new alert from the FDA, a third-party distributor inadvertently shipped quarantined canned tuna that Tri-Union Seafoods recalled roughly a year ago over the product's defective easy open pull tab lids.
Listen, I love old tuna.
Oh, man, right?
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Well,
So send your old tuna to Steve Morrison, and that'll take care of it.
I eat tuna a lot, actually. I have the I told you, it's the buffalo.
The packets?
Yeah, the Star Kist. Really good, man.
So this carries the threat of botulism.
Yeah, I love that.
The recalled tuna was distributed at stores including Giant Food, Safeway, and Meijer in Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, California, Maryland, and Virginia. Cans of the recalled tuna can be returned to Steve Morrison for consumption.
Hop and meal.
I didn't know this until I found it out the wrong way, that there's two different types of tunas that you can buy, and maybe I bought like Chunk Light or something like that, and it was not all the white meat, which is what I really, when it's cooked, it's white, and so like I bought cans and cans of it, and I opened the first one. I'm like, oh, this is garbage, and then I ended up giving it all to my friend's dad, who actually preferred that meat.
There's several different kinds you can get, actually. I mean, there's
albacore white.
Albacore white is what you like.
That's what I like.
But there's also sometimes it comes in water or oil.
Don't like the oil. I need the water one.
So when you open it up, if it's not white, then that's a no-go on you.
That's a no-go
Because the
on
regular, the chicken and sea is what we always got when I was a kid. It kind of had a like a tan type of color
There's a
to
couple
it.
of things. You know, it's wild. You saw that bluefin tuna that they recently sold for how much? $1.3 million.
Yeah, it was a few $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my buddy, this guy who made this sound effect, his cousin is a tuna fisherman outside of Rhode Island, and I mean he will get these giant tunas that are like, and it's like a year's salary.
Yeah,
so,
it sure is.
Casey, in the bridge from Diamond Beach that goes over to Cape May.
Yeah.
There's the bumblebee tuna plant right there.
Correct.
And it's right on the water.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming those boats are going out and catching tuna off the coast of New Jersey,
That's
right?
what I assume.
I'm guessing.
What kind of tuna's running out? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to actually see I'd like to tour that facility.
Okay.
Check it out, see what it's all about.
Let's
I mean,
do
it's
it.
right there. I've driven by it tons of times. I'm like, I want to know, are they bringing in those gigantic tunas that you see every now and then or not?
Let's have a sorority party then.
And if you can catch that stuff off the coast of Jersey, I don't know where all tuna runs or where it's, the pockets of where you're going to catch tuna.
I'm woefully underinformed when it comes to the world of tuna. I've seen The Perfect Storm and, some other things, but I don't really know where all that stuff is located.
By the way, I have a pet peeve with people who say tuna fish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuna is a fish.
Yeah. Right.
That'd be like saying, rooster chicken or something like that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't pizza mean pie?
Oh, I don't know.
So
it's a good
Pie
question.
pie?
Pie.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
Pizza.
I eat enough tuna like sushi that there is tuna and tuna fish. Tuna fish is a sandwich. Tuna is like a steak.
Yeah, to me, tuna fish
But a
is
manwich
is a meal. But yeah, to me, tuna fish is tuna mixed with mayonnaise.
salad.
Well,
Yeah.
that's tuna salad.
Yeah.
Tuna salad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Tuna fish salad.
But I'll
But that's
say-
what people say. Tuna
Yeah.
fish.
Tuna fish
salad.
sandwich,
Like,
yeah.
were we afraid? Did you think that was a bird or something?
Yeah.
And I have to put the word fish in there
No.
instead of tuna bird.
Touche.
You know? So I
and I
don't know.
brush my teeth with tuna paste.
Yeah.
Tuna paste, exactly.
That's like eating kongfish.
Kong.
It's
Yeah.
like a hot water heater.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
That's what we grew up saying.
We fixed everything.
Yeah, and I'm pretty particular about my tuna. I rarely will order tuna fish out. Right? Like I won't get a
You like
tuna.
tuna salad.
I won't get a tuna hoagie anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't like the one that I recommended to you.
Oh, I hated it.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a
Now
bummer.
I was not a big fan. But it wasn't mixed with like
Mayo?
mayonnaise or at least enough mayonnaise.
Okay.
But I also like when I open that can of tuna, I literally take a knife in there and I cut it all. I cut it before I even take it out of the can. And then, because it needs to be like, I don't like chunks of it. I like it to be very, very shredded.
Flaky.
Very fine.
Yeah.
But you can have a tuna salad, if you will. There was an Italian restaurant by me in St. Louis that didn't use mayo at all. It used oil and like some oregano and a few other
like
things. It
that?
was really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hell of a sandwich. I know you know it. The tuna Diablo at Primo's.
Yeah, most definitely. And that's kind of naked, unless you get them, unless you tell them to put mayonnaise on it. Okay, hang on a second. Let me go to, I have somebody who worked in that fishing industry. I have George on the line. Hey, George. Morning, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, George. That's my fault. I can hear you now. Go ahead. What's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. All right, so you worked in that industry?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Cape May County.
Okay.
So, I mean, where you guys talk about, like, where you go to the beach, that's me all summer with you. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Yeah.
But I grew up on the boats. I worked on the party boats, like out of Wildwood Crest. That was me at 15.
Okay.
I was the only, so that's where I hit now. The tuna fishing is crazy. Okay. the giant tuna that you see like on TV, Wicked Tuna and all that.
Yeah.
That is north. That is Long Beach Island up.
But still off the coast of Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, it's off the coast because Jersey, the way it's shaped and the way the ocean runs with the currents and, the depths. And once you get into the Labrador, the tuna down south by us are very far. Like we travel to fish for them sometimes 60 to 100 miles in one direction.
Wow.
So
okay.
Then you're running a boat for 8 to 12 hours or staying overnight to fish. And yeah, we've caught 15-foot swordfish, literally giant fish like I've never seen that aren't supposed to be here. Opa, the giant Oprah fish.
Yeah.
We
No, not
caught
Oprah.
them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was as big as Oprah's head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big round like ocean sunfish, and we let it go because we didn't know what it was, and it was a highly whatever. But yeah, the tuna does not come in. The place that you're talking about is Snow Clam Factory. It shows Bumblebee, but Bumblebee also makes clams and canned clams and canned other fish.
Give me a
squid, and
canned
stuff like
clam
that.
any day.
So is that what they're? Is that what they're?
Yeah, that's what that across from Wanza's Seafood.
Yeah.
When you go over the bridge on the left. Yeah, it's right there. That's That's where they package and can the clams that they catch across the street. They drag them over on the boats. Cape May Lobster House, all that stuff. All that food goes out and into their food store and the restaurants that are local. It's really great.
Okay.
We have
I love a
crazy-
can-do
It's
clammer.
super fresh down there, and Cape May is always top notch. You get the top of everything.
Fresh-
I think
fresh seafood.
That's why, like, I see you guys down there. I saw Casey when he was riding the bike, and I laughed because you put a face to the voice. And then I didn't realize he was 4'3".
5'3", 5'3".
All right, now I'm teasing. You guys are awesome. I love
Thank
you
you. Hey,
all.
all right, George.
Love yous all.
Thanks
Hang
for
in
the
there.
call. Appreciate it, buddy. Take
You
care.
got it.
It's funny to hear him because these are people working in the fishing industry, and every now and then they'll pull something out on the water and go, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. You know what that is?
So I spent a lot of time out on the water. My dad had a number of boats, small runabouts, but we go out all the time. And you would see something come up to the surface, and you go, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And I mean, it's it's a big ocean. I was curious to talking to him though. You see the movie The Perfect Storm, and one of the issues is they go out to what they call the Finnish Cap. They go way out, and so the hurricane is between them and the back to the shore. But I wonder how far routinely, if they do go out, as maybe off the Jersey shore for days at a clip, because that's what they were indicating these guys did. I don't know if that's still the norm.
Yeah. All right. So that answers my question. That Bumblebee plant is for clams.
Yeah.
As opposed to tuna.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to go way out to get them. All right. I was curious about that because I didn't know. I was like, is there a tuna fishing industry here? Okay.
And why am I the last to know?
All right. Here's another recall. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission announced that thousands of Adirondack patio chairs have been recalled due to injury and fall hazards.
Dude, the plastic cheapy ones. I don't even know.
How do they hold together?
Dude, I don't recall. Why do they even put them out? How can they even sell them?
They're structurally just they're built to break.
The cheaper ones,
and they're structurally. I love a good Adirondack chair,
And a good
Love 'em.
Adirondack chair will cost you about $800. It's insane how expensive the good ones are.
No, you got to find the right place. So we had to assemble our own. We found them on, it might have been like Wayfair or I forget what the other discount, but it's made with polywood. So it's, especially.
Hooray for Polywood.
Hooray for Polywood. No, but you need stuff that's not going to really deteriorate with that salt air.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so guilty of sitting on an arm of a chair or a couch. And when you sit on a good Adirondack chair, it'll balance. But
Yes.
these cheap ones, it'll just tip over immediately.
So Marissa just pulled up a picture of this one. It is the Adams Real Comfort and Stylewell Adirondack patio chairs. which really aren't even, we're looking at it, that's not what I would call a real Adirondack chair.
No.
Yeah,
That's a lame Adirondack
You
chair.
can get up out of this one easily.
That's an Adderall chair.
Yeah.
The real Adirondack chairs go down really low.
Yeah.
So approximately 6,100 of them have been recalled because the chairs can crack and collapse, posing injury and fall hazards to users. You guys, now, Marissa, you're too tiny. You've probably never done this, but you ever broken a chair?
Oh, yeah.
Just from sitting in it?
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
It's the worst.
There was a woman that when I was a little kid growing up, a dear friend of the family, but she was way overweight. And it was back in the early days when then like folding chairs were just, Steve, do you remember the ones that were, God, it was almost like a nylon material of strips that were interwoven across. And those things would give way.
And they weren't meant for the large.
They were aluminum, or the frames were aluminum.
Like the outdoor patio chairs.
The real super duper cheap ones. And Janice would break them all the time.
So
Janice.
I was out, I remember this years ago when I was playing Little League. I'm a kid. This woman, a large woman, God bless her, she comes out, it had freshly rained, and so the ground. And the folding chair had basically legs when it folded out. She sat it down, sat on the chair, and the chair just sunk into the ground.
No.
It's like an elevator going down. I'm like, because it's like 3 spikes going in. Yeah.
I feel bad.
So to date, the CPSC says that there have been no incidents or injuries reported to relation to the recall. The chairs were sold at Lowe's and Home Depot stores. They were $25. So there you go. They were cheapies. At that point, you bought a piece of garbage.
Bought a piece of crap.
Yep. Yeah. Moving forward, consumers are being told to stop using the recalled chairs and to return them to any Lowe's, Home Depot, or a store for a full refund. Marissa, see if there are any other, those are the only 2 recalls I have.
I just clicked on this link. So there's a United States Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Yes, the
Recalls.
CPSC.
Yeah.
Ricola.
So let's see. There's the Curtis International. Oh, wait. Oh, we have to play the.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the effect here. So here's a recall. The Curtis International expands recall of Frigidaire brand mini fridges. Due to fire and burn hazards.
The refrigerator's setting on fire.
It fits about like 6 cans.
Oh, it's a really small
Yeah.
one.
Who makes the fridge on your desk back there?
I don't know. I got rid of it. I took it home. I quit
Set on
using
fire.
it. Like this thing will hold 6 cans. That thing would hold 2. Like it was super duper small. But it also had a switch on it that would turn it into a warmer.
No kidding.
It would not only keep things cold, it was like a McDLT, Steve.
Yeah.
Hot side hot and cool side cool.
cool.
But you could flip it and it would turn into a heater.
I didn't know it had that capability.
Yeah,
A
which
lot
is
of
pretty wild.
people use those for makeup, for like facial products.
Really?
Yeah, because you want to keep some of them, like your creams and stuff, cold.
And warm?
And well, I don't know about the warming. But
Oh, okay.
Definitely the cold.
All right.
Yeah.
When Kathy left, I was kind of hoping she was going to leave that refrigerator that she had. She took it with her.
All she left was like 5 little hands flipping the bird.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we saw. But when I was a kid, I had so my mom had owned a business, and she had a small refrigerator, a really little one, kind of like Tommy Boy's fridge.
Yeah.
Keep 6-packs of
soda in there.
And so when my mom, we moved and the business was, we got rid of it. So she had this little fridge, and I took it, and I was in middle school, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I had it in my room. I had a little refrigerator in my room.
So when I first had my first real deal apartment, it was with my brother. My dad had moved, so we had a full blown fridge.
Yeah.
But my second fridge after that was a classic fraternity fridge. I love that little friggin' thing. Yeah.
All right, here's another recall. There's a recall of the natural antler chandeliers due to impact hazards.
You mean like the rantlers fall down and pierce your heart?
Kill you.
Yeah.
Like in, was that in Lost Boys where they end up getting killed with antlers?
Mikey.
So if the chandelier is hung at an angle on a vaulted ceiling or a sloped beam, the chandelier canopy hardware can break, causing the chandelier to detach and fall from the ceiling, and that poses an impact on an impact hazard. And of course, it could impale you for crying out loud.
This thing is so gaudy. I'd love to have one.
The only way that would make sense is if you lived in a log cabin.
Right.
Exactly.
That's it. Otherwise, no. Never.
Okay, so the brand is RH, which is Restoration Hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to guess how much this thing is?
Oh, please tell me.
Steve, do you want to guess?
$2,000.
$10,000.
$11,000.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Are those real Ramblers?
They got to be real Ramblers. I would imagine they're real Ramblers.
It might
Restoration Hardware. Yeah.
Yeah. It might be 45% off, but I can't click on it, obviously, because it's been recalled.
Now it's only $7,000.
I used to love, we had the Restoration Hardware right here. I would go, and listen, it's always crazy priced, but I dug what they had.
Yeah. They have cool stuff for sure. It's just really way
outlandish.
Yeah. There was a whole Friends episode about that.
Yeah.
Where they walk by it in New York and it was just extraordinarily expensive.
We should probably break here in a minute, right,
Yeah,
Case?
yeah. I'm doing a little bit of math real quick.
Okay. Pull up one more interesting one, Marissa. And
I like the Ramblers.
Well, I did enjoy the Ramblers. Okay. We'll go on to another page
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
lot of
that
baby
thing looks
stuff.
weird. What is this? Okay, so there's a baby bath seat recalled due to risk of serious injury or death to children from drowning and entrapment.
Oh boy,
man! I think there are probably more recalls in baby baby merchandise than any other industry.
The baby's first bandsaw. Remember that? That was a huge misstep.
I mean, it looked like a lot of fun.
It did, but
dude,
cut things.
We just get better at, Unfortunately, you got to break a few.
Got to kill. Unfortunately, got to kill a few babies if you want to make a good omelet.
But dude, I just watched footage of like the very first Daytona 500, and
with the babies racing.
No, Steve. But I'm just, it was on like the beach essentially. And people like there were
right there.
They were right there.
Yeah.
There was a footage. Camera guy standing there. There's no wall, nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it took a couple of people to get hit by a NASCAR first before they're like, maybe we should put up a wall.
Yes, we are constantly in a state of improvement, most definitely. And sometimes they do as many tests as possible, but you can't foresee everything. If something can go wrong, it will, is the old axiom, Murphy's Law.
Right.
But, and yes, there's definitely room for improvement always, especially when you're talking about babies being injured or killed. But there are, if you go back and you watch old movies, I'll give you a perfect example of the movie Parenthood, which is a great movie.
Yes.
In the very beginning, they're leaving a baseball game and they get in the car. The child seat they put the kid in the car, you'd go, oh my God.
Right?
Yeah. You're like, that? Really?
What was so bad about it?
It's just bare. Now they kind of fully surround the kid.
Right.
And,
5-point harness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's harnesses and things. And this just essentially had a lap bar that came down over and just very little protection.
I see. Don't other kids now seated facing backwards?
It depends on the age and where it is in the car, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
But listen, it's been a long time since my kids have been babies, so I've lost touch with all that stuff and
But
what
yes, Steve,
the word is.
As a matter of fact, and then they have mirrors to put on the seat so that when you're looking back, you can, because they're facing the back of the car, you can see them.
And that gives
through
them
the mirror.
something to collide with.
Yeah. And it has to do with weight and all this other stuff. So anyhow, Marissa pulled up the opening of it, but that's the baby seat there.
Oh my God.
And another one is Raising Arizona. That's even worse. Yeah. So all right. So anyhow, a couple of recalls.
Yeah.
Thought you might be interested to know as a consumer that we're keeping an eye out for you. All right, and with that, we're going to take a break because our friend Bert Kreischer will be joining us when we return. New show on Netflix today. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
I was such a big fan of his. I wanted that to be true, but that felt crazy. But here we are,
That's great.
Hey, I want to go back to the finished product. Have you guys changed anything that was quote unquote finished? Whether it be a lyric or chord progression, or have you, because you've been playing something or singing something for so long and you go, you know what, man, this would have sounded, and you know what, you're the creator. You can do whatever the hell you want to it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever done anything that was kind of already in the books for years?
Yeah, we have. We've added little things like like injecting like a cover of The Trooper inside a Coheed song, things
That's
like
cool.
that.
That's cool to be able to do that. That's cool.
Yeah, and you also, because when you make a record and you record the record, you only have this like, it feels like at least like this finite, portion of time, and as you play it and perform it, you start to realize there are some things that you can do a little better, and you start to modify, and it happens.
And I was curious about musicians, bands that have a body of work. If you can kind of fall in and out of love with certain songs that you've written through the years, does that happen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I know.
What, if I may jump in here quickly, Preston, what song fell out of favor that is now back in favor?
What has fallen? That's a tough one.
Because you don't, just to revisit, like sometimes you need to rediscover why you wrote it and loved it in the first place,
Right. There's one song we're performing on this tour that we haven't in a while, and I like the song, but it's just a difficult one, and it seems to be a fan favorite, and we haven't played it in a long time. But it's the one of the set list that I'm like I want to battle. I want
right.
to get it, because it's really tough on my throat, and it's like right in the middle of the set, but it's called The Running Free.
Okay, so is it like in the show you're like, all right, 3 more till the running. 3 more, 2 more. All right. Now I got to do it.
Do you guys all feel the same about that song in particular? Is it sort of a group, or do you all have your own specific songs?
No, I don't think that song. I mean, there's a song that we're playing from the new record, which is a big undertaking, and I think that every night when we get that done, for me in particular, I'll feel really good.
Okay. Okay. All right. What about you, Zach? Anything? Or is it just all easy?
No. It's definitely not all easy. No. Actually, yeah, there's some stuff, from the new record where singing backup vocals is really difficult. So that kind of stuff will stress me out, because I can't really sing that good. So.
And we know Josh is so good that there's no problem whatsoever.
Well, your music has so many different textures, it has so many different places that it can go to, from tender ballad to in your face, that I would imagine the set list allows you time to take these breathers and flow, and you want the music to flow anyway when you're playing a show.
Yeah. We also curate a lot of segues to allow us time to, keep vibe going and allow us time to just gather ourselves.
Speaking of segues, I'll use this one to see if we can get some music. It's what I do, Josh. All right. See if you can get some music for us this morning. And what song you want to do here, Claudio?
We're going to do the Liars Club.
Excellent. All right, this is Coheed and Cambria on MMR.
Liars, it's the fear that wakes us up. It's the truth that things are such a mess, far beyond repair. Your mind at a service, hard to find the words worth saying. Do to deserve these, everything seems broken when you look at it that way. It's a disease, and there ain't no cure. Oh, the truth is such a bore. Oh, do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it lie. Do you please ask me to? 'Cause life would feel much better when we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me? Where empty retreats farther than it seems to be. The older I creep, the pain in my body, longing for the days in my teens, where I guess I'll accept this carriage, death be on the wheel with my mama staring. jealousy here in the back seat. Or do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby, I can do it lie to you. Please, I'm begging you, 'cause life would feel much better if we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me? 'Cause I can do it, baby. Baby, are you okay? Oh, are you okay with it? Baby, are you okay? Okay with it? 'Cause I can do it, baby. Or do you want me to lie? 'Cause I can do it, baby. I can do it lie to you. Please ask me to, 'cause life would feel much better if we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me? 'Cause I can do it, baby. I can do it lie to you. Please, I'm begging you, 'cause life would feel much better if we just avoid the truth. Baby, are you okay to lie with me?
Oh my goodness, yes.
That's beautiful.
That is just stunning. Coheed and Cambria, 93.3 WMMR. They've access to a window of the Waking Mind Tour. We'll be at the Leah Core Center on July 27th. And they're rehearsing, and they were in the vague vicinity, so came by this morning.
It was so glad you had you here. You know, Preston talked about getting emails and people being very excited, and that, you know, your fan base is so invested in what you do. And you mentioned Star Wars earlier. There was a point at which George Lucas became a pariah to his own fans. You know, how do you balance, because your fans have such ownership of your content, you know, they're so invested in it. Is that a fine line you have to walk?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think about it too much, just because, you know, a lot of the story is so directly related to my experiences when I'm writing it.
Right.
It's hard. Like, you know, there are things conceptually that I'll inject that I'll know that, like, for example, this last record and its story component ends on this cliffhanger that I really knew, like, when I came up with the idea, this is going to please the audience.
Yeah.
Like, in such a fantastic way. And it has so far. Like, as people are starting to digest the record and read the story, I'm seeing a lot of comments about it and people trying not to spoil the end. But for the most part, I try not to think about it. But when I get a concept that I know is going to be a home run, it's like, oh, this is going to be great.
That's excellent. That's a cool place to be at.
Yeah. Speaking of concepts and genre stuff and so on, because we had a nice lengthy conversation with you last time. Did you watch Stranger Things?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, right? Now, Nick has not finished it yet, so no spoilers.
Two episodes to go. I'm watching this weekend.
Get on it.
I know.
He's right.
It's funny because, you know, you're talking about spoilers, and in this day and age, information just gets out. You might just be scanning through Twitter about anything, and then all of a sudden you get some spoiler about Coheed, or you get some spoiler about Stranger Things, just because it's been out for a week or however long the record's been out. And so, as a consumer of the product, you're like, but I want to take that in. I want to be surprised by it. You know, it makes it's a weird challenge to have to present to yourself, but it's a challenge nonetheless. You know.
Yeah. Especially now when there's just so many avenues to get things spoiled. I mean, it's tough. Like, you know, if you're on social media, it's going to happen.
But you might be your realm. The story you've been telling with these many albums over the course of, you know, this epic story. I think it's unless you actually sit down and listen, it's harder to get spoiled. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you might be, in all the realms, you might be the most immune to spoilers, correct?
Right. But it's funny because the other day my wife, because my wife and I, we partnered together on writing the story, and she got a social post that was a picture of the end of the story with the illustration and the big spoiler.
Right.
And she's like, I can't repost this, so she just like X's out all the stuff.
Oh my God.
So it happens, but yeah, I think we're definitely in a safer zone.
Is there any talk of this coming to the screen?
We started to talk with our agent at William Morris about trying to make it happen.
Meet with the Duffer Brothers.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I just saw that they put out. They have now a subsidiary of Netflix that they're putting out, and I sent it to management. Like, we should send this to the Duffer Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Do you see it as an animated story or live action?
I see it as all of them. I could see it as an animation. I could see it as a live action film or show.
What do you think your fans would like to see it as?
That's a good question. I think probably a show, just because it's more in line with the format of a comic.
Yeah.
Seeing as comic book is 12 issues, primarily in like an arc, so 12 episodes in an episodic. I could see that. I could see it like that, but these Vaxxas stories really, to me, play out more like a film.
Who rocks your world in as far as who were your seminal influences as far as science fiction? And I assume you're all in the genre as far as a love of this material. You in particular, Cliff.
I mean, yeah, just growing up, Star Wars. I mean, I was born in '78, so that was just in
your wheelhouse. Yeah.
And then I was so into that I was looking for. Sitting up waiting for HBO to maybe get the license and play it.
Yeah.
And find things like Kroll, or I think
We talked about Kroll.
Yeah. Kroll was a favorite of mine.
Dune sits right in your wheelhouse, right?
Absolutely.
I forget if we asked you last time, but have you seen? Do you saw the most recent?
WMMR.
All right, thank you, Marissa. So we have a guest standing by, and my information sheet says he is a top-grossing global touring comedian and acclaimed storyteller.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Known for sold-out arena tours, relatable family-driven stand-up, and multiple hit Netflix specials.
Sounds interesting.
Let's meet him. He's got his new show called Free Bert. Yo, guys, Bert Kreischer's on this. Bert.
Thank you, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing incredible, to be honest with you. I'm really happy with the show. I hope everyone enjoys it. Listen, Philly, you've known me long enough. Just turn on your Netflix. Let the whole series play. You don't even have to watch it. Just give me the numbers.
Yeah, I tell you what, Bert, you're getting the numbers, at least from my household. As soon as I get home from work, I actually have been waiting for this ever since I saw the trailer. Back in December, I reached out to you immediately. I'm telling you, when I saw the machine, I was like, I need more scripted Bert Kreischer, and I was super excited about this for weeks now.
I think you're going to really like this. I really do. Everything's based on my real life. The very opening scene is based off a corporate gig. I think you'll get a kick out of that. The T-Pain, I'll just say the T-Pain Pac-Man scene in the first episode is based off of me on Conan talking about Isla's period. And I will tell you, Casey, I want you to text me when you hear the very last line of the first episode. I think you're going to fall out of your chair.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, my God. I'm excited.
Go, Preston.
Well, I was just going to say, Leanne's not in it, but you've got Arden Marin who's playing Leanne. Did she try to emulate a little bit of Leanne, the real life Leanne?
No, she spent enough time with Leanne that she was kind of herself, and it was morphed into Leanne. It was funny watching people audition for Leanne because they were just doing impressions of rednecks. It was almost a hate crime. Yeah, when I sold this show to Netflix, I was with Leanne. Leanne was in the room with me. We both went in together. I was like, look, I just want to do my life. I don't want to change anything of it. I want it all to be my life. Everything you've seen in specials. And they're like, great. We love it. And I was like, and I want it to be like black doves. And they're like, what? I go, slow horses or black doves. And they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And at the time, they were doing episodic sitcoms where everything was solved in an episode. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to do it where that first episode sets up the entire series, where you want to binge the entire series. And I'll tell you, Casey texted me, but when you get to the end of that first episode, you are committed to that character. You're like, I got to find out how this ends.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, reading some of the takes on it, and definitely looking forward to seeing it. The daughters are getting like really good buzz. I mean, they're being called scene stealers and so on and so forth. How elaborate was the process in selecting the actresses to play your daughters?
First of all, the young lady Ava came in, and she was just the best actress. We didn't know she was famous already. She's like a TikTok star. We didn't know that. The little girl Lilu, who is obviously, and I just say this because, she steals the entire show, without a doubt. There's a scene in the first episode where we had scripted it. The kid's 11, right? She's homeschooled. She kind of reads the script, and then she just comes in and gives her impression of it. It is so funny because it's not what we wrote. And then she just improv the whole thing. Everything that's great in that show, that kid improved, and she is just hysterical. And she walked in the room. This is when Judd Apatow was attached. She walked in the room and goes, "Who's Judd Apatow?" He stood up. He goes, "I am." And she goes, "Cool. All right, good. Let's go." And we were like, "Who is this child?"
That's great.
Well, so explain to people because, again, this is a departure. Casey talked about you acting in a scripted vehicle, and this is basically a hyper version of your actual life, but it's a sitcom.
Yeah. So I wanted to look. I didn't want to take the stories. In 2016, you guys remember me. I came in and did radio, and I didn't do well. It was right before it was, and it was. I was in a weird place. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I had just gotten fired from Travel Channel. Nothing was really popping yet. I wasn't focusing on stand-up, and that is when this is taking place in my life.
Okay.
And I didn't want to rip all the stories straight from my specials. I wanted to take from all the stories and kind of fictionalize them so that you could, and change the names of people, and because like there's like people that are going to watch this and go, "I think he's talking about my son," and I'll be like, "Oh God." So I wanted to fictionalize it to make it heightened and a little bigger, but everything is based off of something that really happened, including. Yes, episode 2, Casey, call me.
I will.
I'll tell you who.
So in a nutshell, though, you're having to reel things back of your larger than life persona a little bit to help out your family, your kids' school and stuff like that. So you're kind of being pushed down a little bit in your natural instincts.
Yeah, and it was also a period of my life where I wasn't making money. And I was going to people's houses, and everyone had nice houses. And I was like, how do you guys, I don't know if you remember that, but you're like, how did you afford a house? Like, how did you get a house? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then people would talk to me like, they're doing balloon loans. You should get a house. I was like, I have no idea. I don't even know what I pay in rent. Like, so yeah, everything's fictionalized, but grounded in reality.
Well, we were talking to you while you were shooting this, and you were living in a hotel, and I have to ask, though, your real family members, wife and all, is there a little bit of, like, jealousy? Like, now you have this TV family that's basically them, but it's other people. Is there any of that?
No. It's so funny. The girls tried to kill the project.
Oh, really?
Right when we got, when we got a pilot, the girls tried to kill it. I was like, and I'm Hollywood. I'm like, you don't kill it in the pilot presentation. You kill it when we get an order. Like, play hardball, girls. What are you doing?
I mean, at this point, they have to be used to having what they've done in their lives exposed on stage. So there's certainly nothing that they're that worried about, right?
Well, that's what I said to them, and they're like, I don't want my name used. And I was like, guys, it's the cat's out of the bag. And they're like, I know, but people are going to think this really happened to me. And I was like, guys, I think people know what television is. Like you're overreacting. They saw the presentation. We showed them the presentation, and the first episode, all I'll say is the scene at the kitchen table where we're eating dinner. At the very end, which is, an incredible moment. Isla and Georgia looked at me and they go, "We love this show." And I was like, "For real?" And they're like, "You can do it." And then they said, "Here's the caveat: you can't use our nickname." And I was like, "Okay, deal."
Yeah, you have to make some concessions along the way. That's very cool.
Hey, Bert, in the creative process of all this, what's your title? I mean, producer, director, writer, all of that, or what?
Not director.
All right.
Executive producer, writer. I went through. I went through and we built out the arc and the story with the two writers, Jared and Andy. We built out the arc and the story to get us through 6 episodes, so that it holds you and then it climaxes. And then as we went through, they wrote the script and I just went through and I just like put my fingerprints all over it, like changed lines. There's a great moment on the golf course that is all me. That I was like. It's with a cart girl, and I was like, they're not bad enough. Let's make it really bad.
Okay.
And that was the one pushback Netflix had, was that golf course moment. They were like, absolutely not. And I was like, guys, just let us shoot it and see how it plays. And it plays.
Nice.
Excellent.
So are there like 28 hours in your day? Like, I don't know how you find the time to do everything that you do, and it just seems like you're always on the move. In fact, aren't you going to be in Philadelphia in like 2 weeks or something like that? A week and a half?
Oh, I am. I'm coming in for WWE. Yeah, I'm coming into Philly. You know what? I think I'm staying in Philly for 2 days.
Oh, I think you're coming by our show.
Yeah, I literally think they were like, hey, do you want to go in New York and do Bobby Flay? And I was like, do you know how hard it is to get from Philly to New York for me? Like, I don't want to take the train. I don't want to fly. I was like, why don't I just stay in Philly? And they're like, what are you going to do in Philly? I go, just hang out in Philly. Are you kidding me? Eat like a lunatic?
Yeah. Go ahead, Marissa.
Oh, well, no, I just wanted to know what year you said the show is based off of, because we have a little photo story of your, interactions here. And in 2013, you were leaving alcohol bottles on our sign. In 2014, we had Courtney Love in studio with you. So what year did you say it was based on?
2016. 2016 is me in a Speedo with M. Night Shyamalan.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
I remember that, yes.
And 2016 is all the rage right now with everybody posting pictures from that year. So this plays in perfectly, man.
Oh, dude, when everyone started posting pictures, I got really, sad because I was like, there's pictures of me in front of a porta potty because we were redoing our house. Leanne wanted me to get a vasectomy. I got kicked off Funny or Die tour. I got fired from Travel Channel. My Showtime special did not perform because I took my shirt off. Tom was fat shaming me. My podcast wasn't funded yet. Dude, 2016 was a rough year for me.
Wow,
I didn't know that.
All right, well, you're turning lemons into lemonade, obviously. Oh, and dude, we know you got to run, but while you're here, you got to go to the Netflix house. They have 2 in the country, and one of them's here.
Done. I'm done. Hey, for real, Casey, I'll reach out. I'd love to come in studio when I'm in LA.
We'd love it.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
And he'll text you later on today about the last line.
I'm going to be
show.
watching.
All right.
doubt.
And then I'll tell you all about my brush with death and blood clots in my lungs.
Yes, we want to hear about it all. And also about your lingerie shoots that you've been doing with your wife. We've seen those pictures.
Been enjoying those.
Oh, yeah, baby. All right, we got a lot to talk about.
All right, brother. All right, we love you, Bert. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Love you guys.
Take care. Bert Kreischer! And the show, Free Bert, on Netflix, right now. You can go watch it right at this very
Debut
moment.
day today.
After our show.
Yeah, and I want to ask him about the blood clots because I had heard about them a few days ago when we were talking about blood clots. Why were we talking about clots on our show?
Yeah, somebody had just had a situation about, and we talked about the importance of a comedian who talked about flying a lot.
Guy,
Guy Torrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then, and so I had heard about Bert's, but then I was like, did a quick little Google search, not a ton of research, and I didn't see anything. I'm like, okay, well, maybe that was just Hooey and Hokum.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
They mentioned it, so we'll see. All right, cool. Here's what we got to do. Bizarre file, and then I got something to share with you that's coming up in just a moment I'll tell you about.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Acme Markets. Hungry in a hurry? Acme's Flash Grocery Delivery or Pickup gets you fresh groceries in 30 minutes or less. That's fast, fresh, and right to your door. Acme Fresh Foods. Local flavors. Police in Queensland, Australia are investigating the death of a 19-year-old woman after her body was found surrounded by wild dogs on a beach at Kagari, and the island lies off Australia's eastern coast and attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors a year. The woman was a Canadian national and had spent the past 6 weeks working at a backpackers hostel on the island. She had traveled there with a friend from her home country. Around 5 a.m. on Monday, The woman told people she was going for an early morning swim. Just over an hour later, 2 men driving past spotted a pack of approximately 10 dingoes surrounding her body on the beach. Police said that it was too early to know if the woman's death was caused by the wild dogs, which are protected as native species in Queensland's national parks. The incident has rocked the island's tight-knit community, and the woman's body has been returned to the mainland and is set for autopsy. So they don't know if it was the dogs or if she died and then the dogs came to her or not.
Australian 60 Minutes had this feature, which I was just watching on YouTube, about that Northern Australia has the saltwater crocodiles, which are incredibly vicious and are people... The locals don't go swimming because it's so goddamn dangerous.
Are they thinking they might be involved in this?
Well, to this, it sounds like it might have been. Yeah, I don't know the full story. Yeah.
Wow. All right. A 7-year-old woman visiting Universal Studios. There's been a ruling on this. She died in November after riding on the Revenge of the Mummy roller coaster.
I've been on that.
I love that ride.
Yeah, it's a fun ride, but it's one of what I would not call it a real extreme ride.
No, so there may be, some underlying medical issues the woman had. So she was not identified. She became unresponsive while riding the indoor attraction and later died at a hospital. The report did not list a cause of death. Revenge of the Mummy is an indoor roller coaster that can reach speeds of up to 45 miles an hour. It's not crazy. The ride's based on The Mummy and The Mummy Returns films. Since the attraction opened in 2004, there have been 21 reported incidents on the ride that range from nausea and dizziness to a seizure and a vertebrae fracture. Another death happened at Universal Orlando just months earlier when 32-year-old Kevin Rodriguez Zavala had become unresponsive on the Stardust Racers roller coaster at the Epic Universe. Zavala had suffered multiple blunt force injuries on the dual launch ride and later died at the hospital. Wow. A pet cow in Austria has become the first of her kind to be caught using a tool.
Really?
Yeah. Veronica was using a vibrator. No. She was a Swiss-born brown cow and figured out on her own how to pick up a broom and use it to scratch herself.
It wasn't
a
chainsaw?
Chainsaw? It was her vibrator, right? No, but she picked up a broom and used it to scratch her back.
Wow.
Holds it in her mouth.
And scratches her back.
Scratches her back with it. Scientists who studied her found she even picks which end of the broom to use depending on where she wants to scratch.
It sounds like an utter miracle.
For thick skin on her back, she uses the brush end. For more sensitive spots like her belly, she uses the smooth handle. The researchers say that this shows that cows must have hidden problem-solving skills that come out when they live in more interesting environments.
She's also using a microscope.
Veronica has been doing this for about 9 years, and without any training, she just kind of picked it up on her own. It's adorable, the pictures of her using this thing. Wow. So an Ohio woman is accused of kidnapping a car saleswoman during what was supposed to be a test drive. Todd Mars went to a Jeep dealership in Marysville on December 19th and asked to test drive a Wrangler. Once behind the wheel, he drove off a route and stopped near some railroad tracks. When the saleswoman asked to go back, he allegedly said that she would sit there and wait, quote, like a good girl.
Oh, boy.
She tried to call for help, but Mars threw her phone on the floor. He then drove to a hospital to pick up a friend and refused to return until his errands were done. Mars was arrested on January 4th and faces abduction charges. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you can't kidnap the person, and even if you want to run some errands.
All right, now here's one that involves a death, but this is messed up. A Texas man wanted in a woman's death was arrested while wearing a sweatshirt that read, and I kid you not, quote, "I will put you in a trunk and help people look for you."
What?
Yeah.
It's a kind of advertising, is it not?
Yeah. Police.
A service he might provide.
Took Cruz Dean Wanzer into custody in connection with the death of 37-year-old Margaret Pennington.
I have legitimately killed someone, not kidding.
She was found dead inside a home under suspicious circumstances. Wanzer faces charges including tampering with evidence with intent to impair a human corpse, drug possession, a parole violation. Investigators are still working to determine how Pennington had died. But yeah, this idiot was actually wearing that shirt. So if you see someone wearing an ironic shirt or a weird thing,
sometimes
it might
it's not
really
ironic.
be the real deal. Yeah. All right, and then one last story. So we've heard the phrase, don't crap where you eat, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit of workplace wisdom that never reached a prison officer in England. Isabel Dale was hit with a 3.5-year prison sentence after she was busted banging an inmate in a prayer room while his friends acted as lookouts. Later, it was learned that other inmates... Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
It was later learned that other inmates had gotten the opportunity to get friendly with Dale as well.
I would like to pray, too.
And that she'd also smuggle synthetic cannabis
I'm going to pray your teeth out.
The facility. So
I'm
she
going to
was
pray your brains out.
not a model guard at all. And there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, so here's what I've been told. Chuck D'Amico, our program director, came in just a moment ago, and he said, unbeknownst to him, he has just received, until a little while ago, he found out, brand new music from Def Leppard.
How about that?
Never heard. He took a listen to it, says it sounds good. We've not heard it yet. The song is called Rejoice. They're about to kick off their Las Vegas residency at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace in Vegas on February 3rd. So they have some new music out to go along with that. So you know what we'll do? We'll take a break. We'll come back in a second, and we will play that new song from Def Leppard, and we'll all hear it together. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Right in your pocket there.
Absolutely. Yeah, big sci-fi, world building. It's become my thing. I think about it now. I'm like, wow, I've been doing it 20 years. It's actually over 20 years because the concept was born in 98. And I'm just like, wow, it's so bizarre when I see all of the characters and we do the comic conventions and even the crews, like when people fans cosplay as like characters in the story that they seem to resonate with. It's like, wow, that's pretty powerful. Like, I've always wanted to have that. I've always wanted to do that,
How many times have you seen a cosplayer come up and you think to yourself, wow, I envision that character more in shape?
Yeah.
In my mind, different.
You know what happens. Like there was a guy who used to come out to our events, very nice, but we eventually called him Captain Central America.
Yeah,
because he was less impressive than Captain America.
And then we had cross-eyed Batman.
Yeah.
Hey, they're having fun. They're definitely having
As
fun.
long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
From the characters in the story, do people reach out to you and say that they've gotten inspiration and in their own personal lives and so on? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Just inspired to create stories or
fan fiction, basically, off your stuff.
Well, that happens. That could happen. But even just like aspiring to be like an author of some sort.
Wow.
Or a creator.
That's so cool.
So.
Nice. Do we have time to get another song out of you?
Absolutely.
All right.
Let me make sure I'm there for you guys.
All right. I'll mention again, Vaxxas 2 Window of the Waking Mind tour at Leah Core Center on July 22nd. You can get tickets. Just go to coheedandcambria.com. All the tour information and ticket sales information is right there. What are we going to hear now, Claudio?
Shoulders.
Excellent. This is Shoulders on MMR's Coheed and Cambria.
Got to let you know. I hate to see you go now that you're gone. We can enjoy the show. We're fine laughing at you. There's no one saying, hey, hey. My wicked eyes don't see that I'm the one in the world on my shoulders. Going out of your way just to keep me down. Maybe we weren't made for each other, and I'm just the one can't keep around.
guys sound so damn good.
We gave each other the nod there,
Yeah,
Preston.
we were like,
Yeah.
Coheed and Cambria, 93.3 WMMR. It's everything that rocks. It's Shoulders. That's just awesome, man. We love that song. Are a lot of these songs, now you're playing these acoustic today, obviously, are a lot of them born on the acoustic guitar, or they start somewhere else?
Liars Club may have been born on acoustic guitar, but not in that fashion. Probably more like it is on the record. And I think Shoulders was just sort of right into like an amp.
Okay.
So it was guitar driven, but not acoustic.
Yeah, I guess everybody has their method of writing songs, or they might just be kind of scattershot, doing it here and there. How do you do it?
That's kind of what I do. It's just it really all depends. Like I'll write something maybe on piano. I'll rock on acoustic guitar, synthesized program stuff. I'll do whatever like sort of inspires.
We have a friend, and we're very lucky to have befriended this guy for a number of years now. His name is Michael Giacchino. He's a composer, and he has done everything from he wrote the music for The Incredibles.
He just did Thor.
He did the recent Thor film, and he did the Batman. And
Right.
he's like the guy. He's like the John Williams.
Amazing. And it complete, you would pick up with him immediately, you guys, because he's a pop culture nerd to the 10th level.
So he's from New Jersey, and we've been friends from him. We've been to his house in L.A. and all this stuff. But anyhow, I'm always fascinated with orchestration, how it can start here on the piano, but it ends up being multi-instrument on something completely different, samples and all these things. And does that... You don't hear that right away, do you? Or, when you're writing a song and maybe playing it on this instrument, but maybe hearing it on another one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like clarity definitely comes with with the sound. I could absolutely play something here that I might not vibe with, and then go and play it on piano or program it, and all of a sudden it feels like a different world, and it works. It's like this is the nucleus now of the song.
I've always wondered that.
The reason I brought that up, the reason I brought Michael up is because he has a whole orchestra to choose from and to pick, and I'm like, well, how do you know that's an oboe that's going to play that part? When you have all these things to choose from.
And it might be an acoustic performance here this morning, but Josh is getting a workout in the back, and I am impressed by the tambourine on the left foot, Josh. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I know. This is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking this is more confusing than playing the drums. I was watching him. I'm like, what's going on back there?
I couldn't take my eyes off of Josh the whole performance. It was mesmerizing.
We're connected. I can feel it.
That's it. So he's sitting on an instrument that's called a cajon, and then he took a tambourine and just shoved his foot through it, through the hole, and he has an egg shaker.
So I think it's the... He's got it all back there. He's like one of those guys with the cymbals between his knees and the end.
That's where this all ends.
93.3 WMMR, brand new music. That is Def Leppard. The song is called Rejoice, and it's in conjunction with them getting ready to kick off the Las Vegas residency. That will be at the Coliseum Palace, and that starts on February 3rd. I don't know exactly how many days they're playing. Sometimes, they'll end up adding more dates when residencies settle in. So still bringing us new music. Def Leppard, the classic here on WMMR. I'm sure you'll hear that again later on today at some point. All right, so we've got some stuff to give away. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets to the Philadelphia Golf Show. It's next weekend, January 30th through Sunday, February 1st. And we'll pose a question that came up at about 7:30 this morning. I personally took 2 words and made them into one new friendship title. What was that? Let's see if you heard it. 610-660-9333. It happens all the time. You're thinking one word and you accidentally say another one, and you meld them together and you make a new word. I made a new word this morning. Let's see if you know what it is. Call right now if you know the answer.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
And it's brought to you by Horizon Services, Plumbing and Electrical. Same-day emergency service. Book now at horizonservices.com. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, Aileen Lopra, the ex-girlfriend of Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs, has filed to dismiss a paternity lawsuit against him. In response, Diggs issued a statement saying, quote, I feel completely vindicated now that I paid her off. Vanna White announcing on Instagram that she has married longtime boyfriend, real estate developer John Donaldson. White gushed about Donaldson, saying he's the complete package and has a huge D blank blank K. And finally, now that rapper Fetty Wap has been released from prison, he's reportedly in full doting dad mode, spending all his time with his daughter Kari. Fetty says Kari taught him how to braid her hair while he taught her how to shiv a mofo. That's Hollywood Trash.
So we will see if somebody was listening and knows the answer to this question. I took 2 words and made them in one new friendship title. We are going to go. Now, it says your name is Man. Is this Man?
It's Matt.
Matt.
Hey, man.
All right, Matt. Do me a favor. Yo, man. Tell me what the new word was that I created.
The new word is brud.
Brud. Bro and bud at the same time. You got it, man. Hang on. And we are going to give you a 4-pack of tickets to the Philadelphia Golf Show. And that will be coming up, it's next weekend, Friday, January 30th through Sunday, February 1st at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks. And you can purchase tickets today at PhiladelphiaGolfShow.com.
Press up. Speaking of golf, this is the new theme for the Masters. Did you
this
know
is?
that?
No. It's perfect for it. All right, let's do music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Pork chop sandwiches.
Wait. I like pork chop sandwiches. All right, so I have a couple of stories to share with you. We'll begin with this one. Last week we heard from Phil Collins, or the last, I should say, we heard from Phil. He was refuting those AI-created memes showing him on his deathbed.
Yes.
And now there's more definitive health update on the legendary singer-drummer. He spoke at length about his health. He said, I have a 24-hour live-in nurse to make sure that I take my medication as I should do. I've had challenges with my knee. I had everything that could go wrong with me, did go wrong with me. I got COVID in the hospital. My kidneys started to back up. Everything seemed to converge at the same time, he said. About his knee issues, he revealed that he's had 5 knee surgeries and still only has one that works. But he said there's...
Heads are falling off!
He said there's good news, though, especially for fans. He said the things that are ahead for me would be, apart from just being back to being totally mobile and healthy, is maybe go in the studio and have a fiddle about and see if there's more music. So that is something on my horizon.
I assume that doesn't include playing the drums. He's well past that now, right?
Yeah, probably. On that front, he said, I've got some things that are half formed or were never finished, and a couple of things that were finished, which I like. So maybe life in the old dog, you'll see. So he's doing okay. He
sounds a little bit better.
He's doing better than was reported, at least. So that's really good. Fozzy has announced the Twisted Faith Tour 2026 for May. The bands that will be supporting are Flaw, Spineshank, and Who on Earth on select dates. The tour kicks off May 7th in Daytona. Fozzy will be in town on May 12th and playing Underground Arts.
Nice.
Chris and the gang, they put on a great show.
They do. And Brud is opening for them.
Brilliant. And then one last story. Kyle Gass says that Tenacious D will return after the band went on hiatus following his controversial joke about the Trump assassination attempt in 2024. In a new interview, Gass called the comment terrible judgment, said he's felt awful. He explained that his agent dropped him the next day. Things spiraled from there. But he said he and Jack Black have since talked about things, and he confirmed that the band will indeed be back, joking it's going to be bigger than Oasis. So love me some Tenacious D. Happy to hear about that. And that's the short music news.
That's all you need, man,
that I have for you
Brud.
this morning. That and also the fact that Triumph tickets, we mentioned this yesterday, have been expanded. They're going to sell lawn seats now.
It's wonderful.
It was going to be just the pavilion. So Thursday, May 28th, the Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster. So happy to hear about that. All right, we'll take a break. When we get back, we're wrapping up our show. Means we'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize. Matt Cord as we get ready to turn it into Friday. We'll be right back.
I don't want to say he's carrying the whole band, but I mean,
Josh, next thing you know, Josh is out on Fisherman's Wharf with a case out in front of him, and
hey,
it's come to this.
Do you like
now.
my monkey? I wanted to ask, speaking of Josh and drumming, and doing research, and I had not seen this, and I don't know if this is even remotely true, but at one point was Taylor Hawkins, did he do any studio work for you guys?
Yes, he did on the record No World for Tomorrow.
Okay, what was that experience like?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, we were kind of going through some turmoil, and Taylor just kind of brought an energy that I think we really needed to, pull Travis and myself out of the rut we were in.
Right. But I don't get the impression that you employ a lot of hired guns when you're putting your music together, do you?
Oh no, not really. I mean, usually when it's auxiliary situations, like maybe some Latin percussions, or this last record we had a fellow by the name of Chris Jonke come in and help with the orchestrations and things like that. But primarily this is the performance.
Yeah, it just sounds fantastic. It really is. Is it difficult because you're so firmly entrenched with your style? You're again many years. You're talking about how long you've been at it, and hopefully we're serving the purpose of bringing new people into the fold. Is that something that is in your mind, or if it happens, it happens?
Like bringing extra people,
new people to the cause.
We have done it in live performances in the past. Background singers, auxiliary keys, that sort of situation. I mean, I think about.
I was meaning on more like a listener fan base.
Oh,
yeah.
Bringing them in how?
In other words, because people who are unfamiliar with your music, who may have perceived you a different way, not realizing, is that something that you look to do, or is that even?
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody would want more ears on their stuff, but I wonder if that's an active modus operandi there.
It is. It's definitely. The music is very personal to me, and I think it has a very universal quality to it.
Right.
Concept sort of aside. And yeah, I mean, I would love to reach a bigger audience, and I think it has the potential to do that.
Yeah, it's funny. I just quickly, Preston, bring up when we had Ghost and Tobias Forge in here, and it presents one way, and then you see, it's actually like this, and and you can sort of clear misconceptions about what we've learned about you and how fascinating the whole thing is. I think a lot of people are now finding that a very intriguing aspect. So hopefully we're helping in that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think so.
By the way, Josh had tweeted out earlier that he was appearing on the show this morning, and got a tweet back from Zach Myers of Shinedown and said to tell us all hi.
Cool.
Here at WMMR. Do you guys have buddy bands, guys that you, for some reason or other, a whole other band that you've become tight with? I mean, you tour with other groups. I'm sure you've played festivals throughout the years and things like that. That's for any of you guys. Any other bands that have become, really tight with Coheed and Cambria?
Well,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. There's numerous bands that I think we all have toured with throughout the years that we've gotten closer with relationship-wise in the past few years. For me personally, I have our friends from a band that we toured with early on called Thursday. Some friends from a band called Circus Survive that we toured with a lot. They're actually from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
How do your shows? How do they? I mean, obviously they differ in how long your set is. But when you do like a festival type of setting where you have to shrink everything down, how do you guys approach that?
It's just like that, basically.
Right?
You just play faster. It's the full concert, just at 78.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't get the sound checks, you don't get that sort of attention.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's really kind of a run and gun situation.
You know what I never really thought of was in those type of settings, the festival shows, because you talk about like lighting and stuff like that, like how that all works. Because we have our MMRBQ every single year, and I never really paid attention to, because you guys have your own lighting guy, right? So you're lighting people. How many people do you got doing your?
I think there's just a lighting and video tech. I
Okay.
believe. And then of course
all the other
sort of setting it up.
Yep. So your question was?
Well, just how that, I forgot that I'd even asked a question.
What do you guys like to eat?
No, how that's, because it's.
I forgot I had a question.
Well, it started getting answered. And I was like, maybe the question got answered. I have no idea. But the light, so you talk about the sound on the stage, that's one thing, right?
To flesh that out.
When one band ends and all of their equipment and all that stuff goes to the back of the house, and then the new stuff comes out, but like the lights don't come down, right? So you have to work with the lights that are in house.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Unless, of course, if you are headlining the set, then you can bring in your situation. But yeah, if you're just one of many, yeah, you're.
I assume you put sanitizer on everything too, just to make sure you're not catching colds and stuff. So.
Well, listen, Coheed and Cambria are getting ready for their own tour. Themselves putting on their own production, and it's getting underway. They're doing rehearsals right now. Kicks off, actually, this says on Tuesday in Miami. That's where you guys have your first show?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, good luck. And Alkaline Trio is going to be on that bill as well. But they'll be back here in our area on July 27th, the Leah Chorus Center, and tickets are available at coheedandcambria.com. And if you've been looking for a nice body of work and you've never dove into the Coheed and Cambria catalog, it's all there for you.
Sitting right
There's
there,
a
ready.
Story waiting to be had.
It's if you're a fan,
be entertained.
Just talking to John Anderson from Yes,
we just had him on last
talking
week.
about it's there. If you say they don't make it anymore, they do, and you, the guys that are doing it. So it's awesome.
Yes. And Josh has removed his tambourine from his foot. Just
It's
now.
hard to jog with that
The
on.
gig's over, man. Taking it off. You guys are awesome. We love you. Thank you so much for coming by this morning. Wonderful to have you. Let's hear it for Coheed and Cambria, John, Zach, Travis, and Claudio. We will take a break, and we'll be right back. Make sure you stay with us. Kath, so I don't know if we should do a weekly segment or not, but Casey's Adventures could certainly be one of those.
We could call it DDIY. Don't do it yourself.
Don't do it yourself.
My adventures with home improvements.
What was the last one?
It was a ceiling fan on the front porch.
The ceiling fan.
The door wouldn't open because it was actually colliding with the blades of the ceiling fan.
Yeah. So that was that. That was last week.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out to the two gentlemen who live on my street. They were walking down to the beach yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, is that the ceiling fan that you put up?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." As a matter of fact, only took me 2 tries.
So, new adventure this weekend, and listen, one that I think other people can sympathize with.
That's why we opted to go with this, right?
Yeah. So
I certainly have a passion when it comes to this particular topic.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather hear from you and your passion than me go into the entire saga, the 2-day saga that this was.
Well, just give us a thumbnail.
I will give you a
from
thumbnail.
there.
So I'll just how everything started was
You were trying to mount a beached whale.
Saturday morning. My wife was making bacon, and she took the bacon out of the oven, and it set off the fire alarms, the smoke alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hardwired, so when one goes off, every single one in the house goes off.
Right.
Until you clear the initial smoke alarm. So the smoke alarm went off. It triggered everything else. Everything went off, and then as soon as all the alarms went off, the smoke detector started chirping. All right, so it's a smoke detector. I believe it was a smoke and
carbon
monoxide detector.
Right.
So it starts chirping. The thing is, when it chirps, there are a few different things that chirps could mean. So it was a 5 chirper, right? So it would go beep, 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 beep. I think that was 5.
Right. It was.
What that indicates is that's the end of life for the smoke detector.
For the unit itself.
For the unit
Not
itself.
you.
Not me.
You have all been terminated. You have all been terminated. You have all been terminated.
Beep 5 times, please.
Yeah. And
Machine gun defense unit activated.
This was Saturday morning. Beep, 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 beep.
Right.
Okay. Well, so my buddy's an electrician. I asked him what I should do. He said, replace them all, right? So I'm
a couple years ago, and sounding great with that song called Bored. 1024, the Preston and Steve Show, as we are wrapping up our program for the day. We got ample sunshine and warmer temperatures, high of about 50. Soak it in. Enjoy that big 5-0. Because it cools off over the next few days and dramatically by the time we get to the weekend. Tomorrow's high 42, still not so bad, but Saturday and Sunday we'll be lucky if we make it to 20 degrees, and obviously Sunday expecting lots of snow.
Yeah, it's wild because this morning it felt so much warmer, but there is a confluence of weird things going on. We have Wednesday tired mixed with no sad, bro.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing.
I'm exhausted today, man. But maybe the weather has something to do with it. I don't
that'll
really
pep
know.
us up.
But Monday, it's still continuing to snow a little bit and cold, high only like 26. And it's going to, I was watching the forecast on 6 ABC this morning. Snow's going to be around for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's going to remain cold for
a couple weeks. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we got to get used to it. And there you go. Hi, Matt Cord.
Are you guys staying overnight?
I have decided probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I'm close. I'm 10 minutes, so I'll come in the morning.
Marissa?
I think I'm going to come in. Stay at home. Maybe. What are you doing?
I didn't get the email. It's only for morning shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And like talking to Paul Kelly, I'm like, I didn't get that email. It must be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have to be here till like 10:30, 11 on Monday.
Yeah, you should be all right.
Maybe it's like a wedding where you'll get the B invite
Right.
if enough of us decide not to do
You'll be
the
at the
hotel.
little card table.
With no +1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think, honestly, if things go according to... Listen, there's a little secret. Traveling in at that time, if it's freshly fallen snow and it's 6, 7 inches or whatever, the real issue is other traffic, which you're not going to encounter anyway to begin with. It's already reduced. And I think it gets more problematic the more people are on it and, intersections and stuff like that. That's where it becomes really an issue. I think when it's freshly fallen, it's not too bad if you take your time.
The drivers that drive really slow. I'm so afraid of being in the snow.
They're
and they
causing
cause
the accidents. Yeah.
I remember one time, you guys, what's the hotel we all stay at? Is it the Sheraton?
It's the Hilton over here, yeah.
I remember staying there once, and I was doing 7 to midnight on MMR. And you guys were like, it was like 5 o'clock at night. You're like down there drinking. Happy hour.
Yeah.
Matt, you want to drink? I'm like, I got to go to work.
Yeah. It's a license to go ahead.
Right. And there's like
crack
other
a couple
TV
open.
stations there.
And people chilling out. Yes.
Also-
ABC folks will stay at that hotel as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Or
part.
they're at another hotel down the street,
Yeah.
and you guys aren't telling us where we are.
It's also Preston's birthday, so we're going to have a birthday party for
When's
him.
your birthday? Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Maybe I will stay there.
Yeah, maybe I'll foot the bill for myself.
Have a party.
We'll go to California Pizza Kitchen.
We'll work on our plans. All right, Matt, let's get the letter of the day. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
E as in Everlast.
All right, and we will give away a pair of VIP tickets for the Tasties, Philly's biggest night in food. It's coming up Sunday, February 1st, and you can walk the red carpet, live casino hotel, taste exclusive dishes from the best chefs in the city, and witness a live award show like no other. And you'll also get access to the after party, immersive themed rooms, even more food and drinks from Philly's top restaurants, all in one night. And you can get tickets for the Tasties at deliciouscitypodcast.com. All right, what's on the program, man?
We have workforce blocks today of Steely Dan. In excess. It would have been Michael Hutchins' I think 66th birthday today.
Jesus.
And Oasis.
Oh, okay.
Good show.
Yesterday's vinyl cut, Split Ends, it was Warped.
Oh.
Yeah, I put it on the turntable, and it was the first track. I Got You.
Yeah.
Like it was ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. And then like the fourth track was working, but it was like, I don't know this song.
Oh, no. Yeah. So did you bail on it?
I bailed on it and pulled up the actual I Got You from the library because I wanted to hear it, you know? And
So
then
does that mean you do a vinyl twofer or to make good, or is it just
no.
Yeah,
A lot of people are texting in like, Pierre would be very proud of you.
yeah, it's true.
So today's record, I'm checking right now.
Yeah,
It is not Warped. Psychedelic Furs, all of this.
great.
Nothing.
Great album.
Heaven's on this, Pretty in Pink.
Oh, Heaven's such a great song.
Yeah, I don't know.
Forgot about that.
Play, so, and then Lame Ass Trivia tickets for Jim Blossom's Blues Traveler and Spin Doctors.
Nice. All right, Matt's got you, friend. All right, I'm going to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show has been brought to you today by Dunkin', and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you today by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and by Faulkner Buick GMC on Street Road in Trevose. Tomorrow, it's officially No Sad Bro. We'll get to the connoisseur. We'll also get another check-in with a new friend we made, Nor'easter Nick, who's wonderful. And he should have some more information by tomorrow that can narrow down some accumulation numbers and so on about the weather coming in over the weekend. And we're also going to have Dr. Blasphemy in studio. As a sideshow guy, the Tattoo Arts Convention is going on this weekend. So we're going to have like sword swallowers and stuff like that.
I'm totally down with that.
Should be pretty interesting tomorrow. So those things and more. That's it. We're done. Rage on and have a great day in the morning. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.